experts. Do not take advice from us. We are just people talking on the internet.
Okay, a lot of people love to talk, but they don't really say nothing. You can drop a like and go subscribe, knowing 2-5 probably finna hate something. Chop it up about the game, give a little game, knowing you can take something. We just saying less and saying more, should've known before you in the right place. You know Jack can keep it radical. A little crazy with his take, but he gon' keep it factual. And you know he been a fan of wrestling since attitude. We ain't here to be the ones you playing with. Red steady dropping gems only for relationships. We ain't never thinking Liam Neeson if you taking. Come and tap in with your favorites. Hey, we gon' talk about your latest. Yeah, come and tune into the station. Come and listen to this conversation. Like and subscribe, we going live. We gon' tell you what you need to hear in perfect moderation. Wait, it's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Hey, hold up.
And you damn right 2-5 gonna hate something. Welcome to Say Less, Say More. The trio you never knew you needed. That little duffel bag boy better be getting his money because I'm tired of telling him. Today, we going to get into it. WrestleMania's coming up. We finally got our first Rhea and Jade showdown. What makes a friend? What is a friend? We're going to talk about Boston Celtic that made his return last night. Is CM Punk really going to put Roman next to his daddy? CyHi's back, y'all.
What?
Jack's going to educate me on Beachella.
What?
All that and much more on this edition of Say Less, Say More. I got the gang with me, the one and only, representing the Palmetto, representing the Realville. He is El Residente. Then, of course, right in the middle of us on this screen is a man that goes by many names. Sometimes we call him Yeet, sometimes we call him Jack, but he got his own names apparently.
Come on, man. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Jack, Cigar Jack, a.k.a. Big Daddy Jack, a.k.a. Ringo Mandingo, a.k.a. Ringo, Finding Nemo, a.k.a. Nemo Hose. Radical Jack, DJ Radical Jack. What up?
Yeah. And it's just like the rest of y'all. I don't know where the hell Nemo at either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this guy is talking about. But guys, you know what I'm saying, as we start each episode, you know, for those of you watching for the first time, we go around the room, start out with a little check-in, let you guys know what's going on in our lives. So please, Rez, take it away.
What up, y'all? It's me, Rajon, aka. No, I don't do all those things. I'm glad to be back this week, man. Missed the time off from the pod. You know, every week we talk. We talk every day, but the pod is, you know, once a week, so it's always good to get back to it. This week here is it's been a build-up week. I got a lot of travel in my future. Hitting Beaufort for a week, hitting DC for a week. Get a little bit of time and then go to Atlanta for a week. So a lot of travel. So just making sure that home is safe, making sure that, you know, my family's good to go and that you know, wife is taken care of. So, you know, it's good. It's gonna be a good little bit, but I'm excited about the future. What about you guys?
I'm super good. This week was a lot. Little tired. Got a haircut today. You know what I'm saying? Woke up this morning, text Rez and said, "Hey, bro, I think we should probably get haircuts before we pod." And he was like, "I know that." And then 2-5 was like, "Well, if y'all getting haircuts, I'm gonna go ahead and shave the face down. What's up?" And then, you know, here we are. We're all here.
None of these things happen.
You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes you gotta ignore the liars in the back. But
why are you
know,
like
we
this?
all
I'm
decided
a red-blooded man.
together, and you know, we got haircuts together, different cities, different times. Me and 2-5 in the same city, but he did his himself. So,
you know. Yeah, so can I be honest and vulnerable for a second?
Do it.
I had to shave it down because, you know, that one dude was like, hey, yo, look at the two geeks and the old guy, and I've been in my feelings. You know
oh no! See, fans,
I've been in my feelings. Y'all make a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. What?
I remember that. Two geeks and an old guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I was
literally born the same year.
You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, I remember one time when I was doing Sports Reports Disordered, I had my big glasses on. And then, like, you know, my man was like, hey, yo, what Urkel talking about? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Which is wild because anyway, you wear glasses and we all wear glasses, but you never wear glasses on the pod anymore.
The glasses.
Well, I only wear reading glasses. I don't wear glasses. Like, I don't need glasses all the time. They're just reading glasses because I am getting old now.
So if I took my glasses off, what would they call me? I wonder if I just didn't wear my glasses, what would they say then? Because then you couldn't say he's a nerd because he's wearing glasses. And
they would call you like Lamar. They would call you like Lamont Hill. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it.
But you know, yeah. So yeah, you know what's going on down here. You know, 2 articles this week on ChopChat.com. You know, 5 teams that I think Florida State should schedule in the future, and what does success look like this year for the Seminoles? You know,
this is a Bleacher Report writer. I'm sick of him underselling himself, so I'll sell it for him. He writes for the.
Well, there you go. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on Chop Chat, and you can find my material on Bleacher Report as well.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, you might even find it on Fox Sports, but
or Fox
you know
News.
What I'm saying? But you know, me and the wife had a day yesterday. You know, we finally got to spend some time where we could concentrate on each other. So if I got news for y'all in 9 months, don't be surprised. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Everything down here. You know what I'm saying? We are chilling, waiting to get back at our house. We actually might have a date, so I might be back within my regular studio in the next 2 weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? But yo, that's enough about me. I want to talk about these friends. So, what makes a friendship, and what do you value in a friendship?
Go ahead, Jack.
Go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I definitely want you to go first.
So for me, friendship, one, I don't just throw that word around. Like a lot of people, like especially in this era of social media, like my wife would be like, "Oh, that's my friend from this place," or I'm like, "Okay, cool. Tell me about these people." And they're just people that she randomly follows on the internet. And I'm like, "Babe, these are not your friends. These people you follow, people you maybe admire, but you don't know these people, so they can't be your friends." For me, a friend is somebody that I can count on, I can depend on, and can depend on me. That's the most important thing to me, is that I'm a dependable friend. Somebody I can go through hard times with and not be the end of the world because we had a disagreement. We felt differently about something. We can have our knockdown, drag out if we need to, and then get back on the phone tomorrow and be cool again. Like, to me, that's what a friend is. And a friend also is reciprocal, right? So everything that a friend can expect from me, I can expect from them. If I can expect things, like if you can always count on me to show up for you and be there for you, then I should also be able to count on you to show up for me when I need you. So if you fit all of those qualifications, you could be a friend. For me.
I like that. So a friendship is a relationship of mutual affection between people. It's a stronger form of an interpersonal bond than an acquaintance and an associate, a classmate, neighbor, colleague, coworker, etc. You know, all that good stuff. Right? Me personally, I feel like a friend is like a brother. You know, the term brother from another mother, you know, that's those
Did you just Webster us?
Yeah, I did.
Gay.
I did. It's not gay. It's giving definition.
No, I was asking a question mark. I had a question mark at the end of it.
Okay. Well, friendship is not what these two are. So, you know, friends are people that you're close to and that you closely admire. And clearly these two don't do that. So.
No, we absolutely do. We just don't have affection for one another. I don't like that affection word in there.
Why affection? Okay, hey, that's a great point. Why? What's wrong with affection?
There's nothing wrong with affection
for somebody.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand it being a definition. It's just not. It's not like how. Let me ask you this, Jack. How do you know like that somebody's your friend? Like what are those markers for you that somebody being your friend?
If I feel like I can trust you around my children, that means that you're my friend. If I can literally be like, "Hey, I'm dropping Journey off," or "Hey, we got to do so. I need you to just pull up to the crib and just watch the kids for like an hour." something like that. I feel like that's a friendship. If I didn't have kids and we were just talking about like back in the day, how would I know you're my friend? Somebody I could talk to about like real personal stuff. Somebody that I could, let's just say, hey, I don't know, I'm going through a financial crisis. If I feel like I can sit there and really talk to you about like, something really personal like that, I feel like that's a friendship. Or somebody you could cry with.
Yeah.
We all go through things. You might need to cry it out. That to me makes you a friend. If I feel comfortable enough to like be so vulnerable that I gotta let tears flow, that's a friend.
Yeah. What about you, 25?
So, being that I'm 25, aka Kobe, aka Pretty Lou Richie, aka never mind, wrong segment. You know what I'm saying? No, so like for me, you know what I'm saying, it works in reverse. A lot of times, friendship for me is determined by what I would do for you. You know what I mean? So I made this comment before, and before you even respond, Rez, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had conversations with people before, and I'll say something along the lines of like, when a man loves a woman, he has a certain feeling towards that woman. A lot of time when you talk to a woman why she loves a man, it's about things that he's done for her. He's so sweet. He got me this, or he remembered this about me. So when it comes to friendship, I look at it on that standpoint of, are you worth me being there for? So not you being there for me, the other way around. Whereas like there's some people that could tell me right now, like we were talking about lending money last week. There's somebody that could come to me and say, hey, yo, I need $20. And I'd be like, yo, UPS is hiring. You know what I mean? But then on the other hand, you know what I mean? Like somebody could say, yo, I need $200. But if I rock with you like that, I'll give you $3. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that level of respect that I have for someone and feeling that you add some kind of quality to my life from the standpoint of you're pushing me forward. There's a certain encouragement factor that goes there. So like a friend, nothing should be off limits. Like I should be able to say anything. You should be able to say anything. And then there's not like there's not any conditional value that comes with that. You know what I mean? Like everything is unconditional.
Yeah. See, 25 say you should be able to say anything and do anything. I'm a terrible friend when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because when I get mad or I want to say shit, I'm gonna leave you alone. You're not gonna hear from me. I'm the disappearer. Like I'm not good at conflict resolution.
Jack is the runaway friend.
Yeah, I'd take off because I want to say mean things, and I'm like, that's not mature. So I just disappear until I feel like we can have like adult conversations. Otherwise,
So I'm not going to dive into your need to say mean things and where that's rooted in. I'm not going to do that today. I'm not. But I do understand when we're actually friends. Like, a lot of podcasts, they be like, oh, these guys, they just decided, oh, we met on the internet. We decided like, we're all from different places. We actually did meet on the internet, but we became actual friends, like real friends for at least a year before we decided to do anything like this. So it's been an interesting sort of journey for us because we're all, for those who watch the pod, y'all know like how differently all three of us think. I love that because, it speaks to the fact that Black men are not a monolith, right? We don't think one way. We don't just show up one way. We have different perspectives. We have different, as Jack says, we're just three guys with different perspectives, trying to add context in this world that's crazy, in a world that people are, deciding, I don't want to be friends with these people because we think differently, we vote differently, we believe differently, we love differently. We are trying to bridge a gap in that. So for me, just going back to very basic understandings of friendship, for me, something that I would think of that would be a key indicator for me of like someone, my friend when I was younger, would I let you borrow my bike? Right? If I would let you borrow my bike when we were younger, that would mean I really trusted you because there's a lot of bike stealing going on, when I was growing up. So if I trusted you to take my bike, go to the store and come back with it, we were actually friends. With y'all, I'd say that something that makes y'all my friends is I'm willing to pre-pause, expose more of myself to y'all than I am most people, just in terms of vulnerability. So 25, Jack, y'all both said like crying and stuff like that. Like there's even things that I talk to y'all about when it comes to like my marriage, when it comes to my raising my children, when it comes to my job, that nobody else knows. There's stuff that y'all know with me that Toya don't know, which is really weird. Not because I keep things from Toya. It's just certain. I don't think that everything needs to be said to my wife. And I can go further into that if people are interested in knowing about it. But I just think that there's certain things if you bring your wife into, she's into it now. And even when you're over it, she'll still be into it. And so I try to protect her from that. But y'all can be safe spaces and buffers that I can still vent and let stuff out. Like I got one more friend like that, well, two more friends like that, Javar and Sam, that I feel that way about. But there's only 4 of y'all. I told y'all the other day, like I only have 4 friends. Like everybody
y'all
else,
still
like,
ain't gonna see me cry.
Oh, I'm gonna see you cry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see you cry.
Yeah, we will.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna see you cry.
Hey, don't worry about it. Hey,
No, you won't.
That's it. I'm pulling.
Like what? Me and Faye been together for what, like 11 years now. She might have seen me cry twice.
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
she and us.
If I take a bath,
that ain't what I do. I just don't do that.
If I take
she
a
ain't
bath,
affectionate like us.
Crying doesn't make me feel better.
Crying makes nobody feel better.
No, some people it does. Some people you gotta let it out.
Yeah, but it's a relief. It doesn't really make you feel better.
Feel better? No, I don't feel better after I cry.
It's like a stress kind of decompressing.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Well, Life Jennings said when you cry, it's like taking your soul to the laundromat.
They would call that toxic masculinity.
Kit Wilson would.
Guilty.
So, okay, let me ask you this, 2-5. So what is something that'll be a defining trait that would tell you that somebody is not your friend?
Dishonesty. Bigotry in any form. You know what I mean? It doesn't just have to be.
Out. What do you mean?
well, no, like so like obviously, Jack talks about this a lot. There are times that as Black people we can be a little sensitive and a little victimish, if you will.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So like from that standpoint, it's easy for people to be like, yo, that's racist, or yo, that's this, or that's that. But like I'm talking about for real, like people joke around, you know what I mean? Like somebody might make a joke that wouldn't be funny to the majority of people, but I got a dark sense of humor, so it's funny to me. But like if they were for real, like, yo, these people, like exterminate them, or like, just whatever the case, like I wouldn't have room in my life for that, and then just not being who you say you are, like, saying, because we're all human, right? So, there might be a moment where I might pride myself on this particular trait. But then in a moment of anger, I might lose myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm human, you know what I mean? So, like, don't hold that against me. But if it's a pattern, you know what I mean? Then it's like, nah, you ain't who you say you are.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, y'all have no idea, the last, 3-4 weeks, we've all been fighting.
I wouldn't say we all. I just been chilling.
I think there's been a common denominator.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like, I tell you what, like, what I'm saying, I definitely earned my referee stripes. I tell you that.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But guys, you know what I'm saying, you can't talk about referees without talking about sports. So we got the Oklahoma City Thunder out here, still best record in the league. SGA looks like he's probably on his way to another MVP. Is there any team out there, or teams plural, that you look at and go, ooh, they could be trouble for Oklahoma City?
Those boys in the Lone Star State,
right here
in the Alamo. Those guys with the 7'11" Frenchmen, like those boys who are 4-0 against Oklahoma City. Like,
yeah, I'm about to say, like, what you talking about?
I think that they definitely have a real shot, in San Antonio to dethrone OKC. I think if it's not them, I don't know who does it. I think it's either the Spurs stop them or nobody stops them.
What you think, Jack?
2 games behind, and like Red said, undefeated. 2 games behind that team, but undefeated by that team. So,
well, OKC's beat the Spurs this season.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
3-1.
So, they beat them.
My bad. But still, you know what I'm saying? I feel like go Spurs go. I don't know, race for Sace. I don't know. It just at this point in my life, I'm no longer a diehard Laker fan. I'm just here for the ride. So
praise the Lord.
The Lakers are 6 right now, which is cool. don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, somewhere in here, I still like the Lakers, but I'm not diehard. It's not a thing anymore. So, like, now I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. Like, Spurs, Timberwolves, Lakers, either one of those teams doing good, I'm here for it. Spurs being the hometown, Timberwolves got Anthony Edwards, and I always want to see Anthony Edwards do good. And then the Lakers being the Lakers. But definitely, I see the Spurs getting the championship this year. I'm not going to lie. And I'm looking forward to it. I really hope it happens. I really hope it happens.
I think the only issue. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna play some spades real quick. I got 3 in a possible. So I'm not gonna repeat the stuff that y'all said about the Spurs because that speaks for itself. You know what I mean? But the Spurs are on my list. Okay. Going back to last season and last season only, you know what I mean? I got to give Denver a puncher's chance. You know what I mean? Aaron Gordon came back last night. So obviously it's going to take some time to get acclimated. But I think having him next to Jokic, OKC, like the thing that I talked about with OKC last year is they reminded me of the Nolan Richardson, Arkansas 40 minutes of hell, except for it's the NBA. But you can't force Jokic to do what you want him to do. You know what I mean? Like, Jokic is going to do what he does, and you're just going to wait for him to do it. And he's going to do it when he wants to do it. And they took him to 7 last year. You know what I mean? As dominant as OKC was last year, and this is that 2 sides of a coin, right? Because last year, they got the experience that we said they didn't have. But at the same time, as dominant as they were in a lot of dogfight in the playoffs, like in the Pacers series and everything for who we said they were. You know what I mean? So that's 2 teams right there. You know what I mean? My third team, only because, and we'll segue to this in a minute, but Jason Tatum is back. So now that you have Jason Tatum back, him and Jaylen Brown next to each other, Derek White, at least from a defensive standpoint, you have a team that can cause OKC fits. And if SGA is having a bad game, who's going to be that person that kind of steps up and saves the day? The problem is you got to beat them 4 times. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah, I think the issue with OKC is they can run so many people at you. Like, they can run so many people at you, unless somebody got hurt that I don't know about.
Well, that's what I was going to say about Houston. You know what I mean? Because, I don't think Houston can beat OKC in a series, but I think Houston can make it tough. You know what I mean? They can put Amen Thompson on SGA. You got Kevin Durant to try to match SGA bucket for bucket if you need to. And, you know what I mean? You just got a lot of defenders. So, but the problem is that these teams that I'm talking about outside of Boston, I don't know if they can score on OKC in that way consistently enough. You know what I mean? That's the problem. And then my possible, you know what I'm saying, and this is very off kilter for me even, but I would say Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, because Donovan Mitchell is a playoff performer. You know what I mean? And now they have James Harden, who we know he's not a playoff performer, but I think he makes that offense steady. When they had Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell together, I used to pray like, hey, Cleveland could make the finals because we know there's a game where Mitchell's going to go 7 for 23. We know there's a game where Garland's going to go 5 for 19. And I pray that it ain't the same night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now Garland is gone. You got the bigger guard in there in Harden, who's at the end of his career. His window is, this is it. You either going to get to the finals now or forever hold your peace.
For sure. I think so. Going back to Boston, we got to see how Tatum recovers. As he's getting better. But that team is definitely built to do some damage. I don't think they can beat OKC. I don't see that. Houston. I read something. I forgot, it was some rapper or something. They made a point about Kevin Durant, which wasn't a terrible point. And what they're saying is that when Kevin Durant is required to be the leader of the team, like to be the actual leader, not just scoring, but like to galvanize a team and put them on his back as a leader, he can't do it. There has to be somebody else that's there as a leader. And I don't see anybody else in Houston that can fill that role, so that KD doesn't have to be like the vocal leader outside of just scoring buckets. So I don't see them doing it. Cleveland is such a wild card. They're such a wild card, but I think if they play at their highest level for a full series, they could. But again, I go back to OKC. I think, and I've said this, I was saying this last year when we were doing the hot box. Like I felt like OKC won that championship with a B level output. Like I felt like that was a B level playoff run for them, and
But that's my question.
They won by a lot.
But that's my question.
Yeah.
Was it B level or is that who they are? Because when we look at it, SGA is the only one that really, I guess, consistently you can depend on.
Right. You can't depend on Jalen. But when Jalen shows up, like if Jalen shows up at all, these are easy games. If Jalen shows up at all, these are easy games.
But I think OKC falls victim to what are the refs going to allow? Because, we talked about this a little bit when Cleveland used to play against the Warriors back in the day. They were allowed to be a little more physical with Steph and Clay than most other teams are. Mm-hmm. OKC get that whistle. They're allowed to grab you. They're allowed to hold you a little bit. So if you get into a tight series or a tight game, how do they react if they can't get away with that style of defense that they play?
True. All right. What you think, Jack?
I like what y'all are saying. I don't have anything to add to that. I really just thought about the whole, this is a stupid tangent, but the whole Kevin Durant being a leader thing. And I remember a while back we were on the phone and we were talking about, we all agree unanimously KD is probably like the greatest scorer, blah, 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 right?
He's the easiest scorer I've seen in my life. The easiest.
So this is random, but I think I got to bring it back to MJ because when it comes to efficiency, we always talk about KD being Mr. Efficient, right? But MJ averaged 4 more shot attempts than KD, and MJ still averaged 50% for his career.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you something that's scary though? Can I tell you something scary? SGA right now is having a better efficiency and shooting season than MJ ever had.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
he takes more jump shots than MJ ever did.
Oh,
what I'm saying? And this is his fourth. This is his fourth straight year averaging 30 on at least 50% shooting.
Yeah, that dude SGA is on a clip that's really nuts. If he doesn't get injured, he's coming for everything.
But that's the problem, right? He has that Tim Duncan type personality, like not for real, but he's just quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm not mad at that. I think that's actually really dope. But that's my thing because I know we have all agreed we don't like talking about MJ, but I just thought it's really interesting because for Michael Jordan to average 4 more shots than KD and still be at the 50% clip, I think that technically still puts him as the most efficient scorer.
Well, see, I don't look at it from an efficiency standpoint. I look at it from when I just watch a game. I've never seen somebody be able to score in as many ways as easily as KD seems to. I've never, from the time he was in college till now, it just seems like you put a ball in that dude's hand and a bucket's happening. It just feels that way. Rather he wants to shoot a 3, he wants to get you a midi, he wants to dunk, he wants to lay up, he wants to go by you. Whatever he wants to do, once he decides to do it, it's done.
Kevin Durant for commentators, this is not a who's better. That.
Just looking at it.
No, Kevin Durant is a big disappointment. You know what I mean? Even if I go back to college, even if I go back to college, right? You know what I'm saying? He didn't even make the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? When I go to the NBA, it's like they made their finals run where they lost to Miami, and then it was followed up by a whole lot of choking until he decided to take his ball and run to San Francisco or Oakland. I think they were in Oakland at the time. And then, then he was able to get all the shots that he wanted because he had Steph and Clay to take the pressure off of him. And he did what he did. But to Rez's point, when you need Kevin Durant to be this alien, this monster that everyone says he is, it rarely happens.
But this is the thing. Can I ask you a question, 2-5? What if, this is a question in a statement, right?
This is not Marvel. No what if.
No. What if KD is just not the leader? What if that's the problem?
That's exactly what it is. That's what I'm saying. He's a disappointment.
He's a very good basketball player.
Yeah, but is that a problem?
Yes, it is, because when people try to put you in these conversations, so this is the thing. I'm not saying that it's wrong. No. I'm not saying that it's anything wrong that Kevin Durant did or didn't do. I'm just saying that for the last 15 years, there have been people saying like, yo, this dude is better than LeBron, or he's the closest thing to LeBron, or he's right on LeBron's heels. He's not. So from that standpoint, you know what I mean? Like when we're talking about him in that way, that's what I'm talking about. He is a great basketball player. He is one of the best basketball players that we've ever seen in our lifetime. He's just not what his talent says that he is overall. Like, I don't even know if he's a top 15 player all time. You know what I mean? Like, he's just,
I think he's
just a tall dude that can do things that tall dudes generally can't do, and we fawn over it.
I think that he's a top 15 player just based off of accolades and stats. But I do think that at the same time, like we the people have put Kevin Durant in this "you're the leader" position, and it's something that he's never asked for.
Because most great players are
right.
You know, like most players of that level. You know what I mean?
My thing was, I always tried to say in OKC, Westbrook was the leader of the team. KD is just a better player, so we gave it to KD. But Westbrook was actually the leader. And people just like never wanted to wrap their mind around that because they couldn't get over the fact that
I don't disagree with that.
Leader can't be the worser of the two. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, like
I don't disagree with that. Draymond's the leader of the Warriors. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But Jason Tatum is back, you know, and you know, he came out last night against Dallas.
Sorry, niggas.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear this is not an act. I have no idea why this man is like this.
I'm a red-blooded man. Why are you like this?
Sorry, dudes.
So, actually, you know what? Let's have some fun for a second.
What do the kids call it? Aura farming? Isn't that what Jason did?
Oh, for sure.
You know, let's have some fun for a second. So does this season make you feel like either Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum, or it's a lot closer than people would have had you believe?
Jaylen Brown has been better than Jason Tatum. People just didn't want to believe that.
Oh.
Is this time for me to get my "I told you so's" on? Is this,
please,
that segment?
Hey,
if you must,
go crazy.
So I remember clearly for the last 3 years, literally the last 3 years, being somebody that was saying, "Hey, y'all, this Jaylen Brown kid is really good." In fact, if he was the only, if they got rid of Jason, if they lost Jason Tatum, they would be as good or better than they were with Jason Tatum. The team would play better together because if everything ran through him. And people laughed me out of the gym. People didn't, he don't know what he's talking about. This dude is a top 3 MVP candidate. And he might not be third. He might not be second. I'm telling you, this kid, Jaylen Brown has been, and I don't want to see it happen, because the problem that I have with several, Boston Celtics fans is they wanted to, when Jaylen Brown won the Eastern Conference Championship Finals MVP, they're like, oh no, he can only do what he's doing because Jason Tatum's out there. And then when Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP, no, he can only do what he's doing because Jason Tatum's out there. That man has been out of this season all year long. And what has Jaylen Brown done? Where's Boston?
Second in the East.
Second in the East.
Big 2. Hey, if I can find it, if I can find the thread and the text, I will edit it in.
Dog.
Somewhere right here.
People screaming at me. You don't know what you're talking about.
Somewhere right here.
Well, I do
Celtic
think
pride.
so I think there's a couple of things here. And honestly, it kind of goes back to what we were just saying about KD. Like, Jason Tatum is definitely more talented than Jaylen Brown. Like, he can do more things well on the basketball court, because Jaylen Brown came into the league with the reputation of a defender, and Jason Tatum is as good on defense if not slightly better than Jaylen Brown is. Obviously, you know, we talked about Jaylen Brown dribbling the ball off of his feet for years. You know what I mean? So Jason Tatum, I think, is more talented. I just think that Jaylen Brown, and I said this on Sports Reports is Ordered during the playoffs last year. If Jason Tatum had Jaylen Brown's brain, he'd be unstoppable.
Yes, he would. Yes, he
That's
would.
the difference.
Yes,
That's
he
the
would.
difference is that when you look at the playoffs and, you know, when Jaylen Brown won the finals MVP, their numbers were neck and neck, and he had the Luka matchup in the finals. You know what I mean? So it's like there was no world that Jason Tatum was the finals MVP outside of people just think that Jason Tatum is better. You know what I mean? But and that's the thing with KD, you know, to your point earlier. He's better than Westbrook. But Westbrook has that, I'm the man in these moments. I want the ball. I want to make the play, you know, that Jaylen Brown has, whereas Jason Tatum is like, hey, you know what? We need to make a play. I'm going to dribble like 8 times and take a 35-footer just because.
35-foot fadeaway.
Yeah, and that's the thing that separates them is that I think Jaylen Brown is more of that, the moment must be seized. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And Jason Tatum is more of the aesthetically pleasing one, if you will. You know, but there was nothing pleasing about Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley last night. You know, as I was watching this promo battle on SmackDown, all I could do is think about Sandman Sims from Showtime at the Apollo. Get them off the stage right now. Get them out of here.
Get out of here.
To be fair, my TV was acting goofy last night, so I didn't get to see any of it. All I see recently was all I saw was Rhea's part, and I think that's probably at the end when she said, "I'm that bitch" or whatever.
Yeah, but that was after Jada had already said it.
Oh,
Jada had already said it.
So yeah, that's Jade's line. Yeah,
I know that's her.
Response.
I know that's her line. So I thought, okay, but it was dry. Y'all were saying it was dry.
What? Yeah. So the problem is, right? One, I don't know. I think the people whoever in the backstage with the timing, their timing is way off when it comes to these like interrupting people things. Because usually, like in prime WWE, like there would be one person talking, and then like they'd be like right at one particular spot, and they would interject, and the music would come on, and they would come out. Now it feels like the person gets through their full speech, they stop, look at the entrance, and say, "Come on out."
Except for Roman, like CM Punk interrupts him as soon as he touches the mic.
Right. They're the only ones that get it right. But like it seems like they were the Jade Rhea segment, and I've seen the Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer segment was the same way. It's just like they're not even paying attention, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta play the music now." Like they seem like they don't realize that they're supposed to be doing it, and it slows down the pacing of the entire promo. So Jade, so Rhea came out. She's talking. She's like, "Come out, Jade." There's a delay. Jade finally comes out, does her slow walk into the ring.
Goldberg.
They have their little talk where Rhea now is like, Jade is talking and Rhea's just looking at her. Like they do this thing where she like, "I'm gonna shake your hand because I do respect you. I respect how hard you work. I respect." And it's like, okay, cool. So it sounds like you're trying to be condescending, but you don't know the actual tone of how to condescend to someone. If you need some training with that, apparently I can help you with it. But like, there's this thing that she was trying to do, and then Rhea did it back, and it was just like, this wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. You know, I felt like the reason that they picked Rhea for this spot was because it felt like Rhea could stand up and build a good promo with Jade. I don't think that they got the magnetic
or
magneticism.
That's what I was. Yeah, I don't think they got the type of interaction that they were hoping to get out of it. Well, like the fireworks out of it. I don't think they got that out of it. It wasn't.
Well, I think Rhea is the one lady on the roster right now, you know, outside of Lash and Nia, who theoretically can look eye to eye with Jada. You know what I'm saying? Even though Jade made her look real small last night. Like, I didn't realize there was such a size difference. Yeah. But Lash and Nia are the tag team champions, and Lash is, what's the word? Still green.
Yeah.
You know, so she's not ready for that spot yet.
Yeah.
And Nia has been there before. So like WrestleMania is about the stars.
Anymore. She's like, I don't need to be a champion no more. Like I did.
Yeah. And WrestleMania is about the stars. So the only other place that they could have went was Charlotte, probably. You know, from that standpoint of having the star.
Until Bianca comes back, right?
What's crazy? The IWC, as stupid as they are, is now against Rhea, and they're like, "Oh, it should have been Charlotte. Charlotte would have did this better. Charlotte should have been the one to push over."
Because Rhea has become that person where, when all else fails, that's who they run
Call
to.
Rhea, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it goes back to what we always talk about, like making new stars. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't have to be Rhea for it to. It's not though. Like all you got to do is showcase them.
But you got to remember, this whole thing is because Bianca got hurt.
No. I understand that. I understand that. But what I'm saying though is that like okay, so let's take somebody like Raquel, right?
Okay.
Who is still not necessarily there either. You know what I'm saying? But she's big enough. She has the size.
Oh, she could have won
with Jade. That's what I'm saying. Like they could have done that, but we know that if it was Jade against Raquel, that's not going to sell tickets. But the reason that it's not going to sell tickets is not because Raquel can't do it. It's because they waited until January to make Raquel a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that these people, because like I think people on the IWC don't understand what the word push means. Like they look at this situation like, why aren't they pushing LA Knight? To them, that means why is he not a champion right now? Yeah, that's not what that means. You know what I mean? Like so like outside of Charlotte and Rhea, and this is a real question, outside of Charlotte and Rhea, who could they have put in that spot that you would have bought?
Today, it can only be
Tiffany, but she's already fought Tiffany, right?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
It can't be Tiffany because she literally bodied her. So you can't. Oh, she came back from injury and now Tiffany is ready to beat the shit out of Jade. So that doesn't work. You can't do Liv because Liv is too small. Actually, we can eliminate everybody that's small. So no Alexa, no Roxanne's, all the small people. You got NXTs, so you can bring up Sol Ruka, but we got to push her. So Sol Ruka would have to be here for us to push. So that doesn't work. And then what? You said what?
That's it.
Yeah, because or Lash. But Lash doesn't have a push right now. So it's like you magically just make Lash.
And Rez probably remembers this, and you might remember it because I know you went back and watched the old Raws and everything. But there was a moment where, the 1, 2, 3 kid, said, also known as X-Pac, randomly beat Razor Ramon on a Raw.
Right. And
it was like, oh, snap. Like, that's what they're missing. They're missing that element of anything can happen at any time. Yeah. Like Sol Ruka is good enough. Like she's not a star yet because people don't know her, relatively speaking, but she's good enough as a performer to where you could bring her up on a SmackDown and have an upset victory over Jade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they would never do it because we're in WrestleMania season and Jade is, like we talk about this, she is a star. You know what I mean? So like you got to have somebody that matches that star power.
But so I think they're still trying to make Jade happen. Like I think they're still trying to navigate that space between Jade just looks like a bona fide superstar and Jade actually being the in-ring performer that they need her to be.
I just want to know, do they send her? Is she in wrestling? Like, is she in a camp right now?
She has to be.
Well, I'm sure they have the performance center. I'm sure she's down in the performance center, but it's just some people just aren't good at certain things, and that's okay.
But that's the thing. Like, it's not very WWE of them to give somebody a title and then hide them.
Yeah, because I'm like,
if you go back and look, a lot of champions can't wrestle. If you go back and look,
but did you watch her on AEW?
Yeah, she sucked in too.
Oh,
she was just big. She especially over them because their girls are. Probably even smaller, you know what I mean, than the WWE girls, you know what I mean? So like in AEW, she just went on the Goldberg streak where I come out, I destroy everybody in 3 minutes. And then when she lost, we were just kind of like, huh? So she lost to Chris Statlander. So she probably lost to the right person, but it was just no build up to it. It just happened.
But even with that though, right? Now, so let's say that's the marketing, right? She's a destroyer. Well, she needs to be she should be destroying somebody weekly, like how Obi right now, Obafemi is doing right now. Like that should be a weekly thing. It shouldn't be. I don't
understand why they didn't have that happen.
Yeah, she's destroying somebody in a championship match, and then she disappears You know what I mean? Like
it don't even have to be a championship match. She could literally come out there and be like, "SmackDown's my show, and if I deem it necessary, I'm whooping that ass." And somebody could just be out there,
somebody's
talking
just
on the mic,
right? And I'm gonna go out there. Okay, cool. You want to see somebody? Hi, I'm here. I'm whooping you. I'm leaving.
That's why I thought it was a big deal when she fought Jordan Grace, because Jordan Grace at least has the physical stature, to not get pushed around by Jade.
Right.
But you know what I mean? But that can't be a WrestleMania match either.
I thought they were building something like animosity wise. I felt like they actually had some kind of like anger towards each other that was believable.
Yeah. Well, they did have their match though, and Jade won, so that was kind of like the one-off. But guys, like, is CM Punk really going to put Roman next to his daddy?
No, the CM Punk Roman thing, it was a good promo. After watching it back again, it was good, but it wasn't like the first week good. I also don't like the fact that everybody's trying to turn on Roman on the IWC. They're like, Roman's looking like big dog Roman against John Cena. Like, well, what are y'all watching? Like,
hey, Roman, guess what, Roman Reigns? I acknowledge you.
Oh, dude.
Oh, there it is. There it is. IWC in real life right here.
No, it's just that
the IWC to say less and more.
No, it goes back to what we were just talking about, though. Like, there's no reason that Roman Reigns needed to win the Royal Rumble. There's no reason that Roman Reigns needs to be in this title match at WrestleMania outside of selling tickets. That's it. You know what I mean? And then like, he doesn't show up for what? Once a month or something like that. And then he's going to win the title. He's going to win the title. And then it's exactly what Rez was just talking about. He's going to win the title. He's going to show up on Raw to talk shit the day after. And then we're not going to see him for 3 weeks again.
Wait. So look, this is what I think is happening. I think that Roman is getting back into fighting shape, and I think that he's doing the Performance Center too, which is why he's not here, because he already filmed all his movies. He's done with Zootopia. He's done with Street Fighter. I think that he is going to come back and actually have a real run where he's.
Does he have a Snapmare in his collection?
He used to. I haven't seen it in a while, just based on what I've seen. But I think
Does he have the WWE in the palm of his hand?
So what I'll say to your thing about do they need it? I actually think they do need Roman back, and I'll tell you why. And I've been saying this for a long time.
Okay,
if you have all these champions, right, and they are all in the ring, and people are still chanting for somebody else to enter, it's that person's company, and you need that person to show up. And you need that person to perform. Now,
well, to be fair, they chanted CM Punk for 10 years. You know what I mean? And people ain't happy that he's back.
But they were chanting
That's
CM
not the
Punk.
same, though.
No, but they were chanting CM Punk while he was in AEW killing it. Am I right? And now before Roman became the guy that he became. But once Roman, and this is me just sort of reflecting back as I'm learning and catching up. Once Roman became the guy, he was the guy. Like, he was the guy, and there was nothing. They didn't care if it was Gunther in the ring. They don't care if it was Jey Uso in the ring. They didn't care if it was CM Punk in the ring. They don't care if it was Seth Rollins in the ring. It was OTC. So like that's if I'm in the WWE front office, I'm trying to figure out how do we make sure that guy is at our most preeminent. You can miss the rest of the year. Can we count on you for the WrestleMania run? And I think that's what they're counting on him for now. And I do think if he gets the title, there will be a situation, because I remember I saw a graphic that was like over his first 10 years in the company, I think he had more appearances than anybody else by a lot, by a whole lot. And then he had he said he took the break that he's taken. He's like, I earned this break. Like I carried this whole thing, and now I earned this break.
That's
so
real.
So I think that if he is past the movies, like you said, Jack, then he's back, and it's not he has a whole lot of other stuff to do.
Back because he went on ESPN, he talked about it. He went here and talked about it. He's on multiple podcasts telling everybody like, no, I'm not trying to come back and do this part-time thing. I want the title and I want to be the champion. Like, he's said this.
See, but I think this is the problem. And I'm looking at this, from a long scope.
Right.
So when he was the tribal chief, right? The number one. No, he's the OTC one.
He's the OTC. He doesn't have a tribe.
But when he was, that's what he was told, right? The tribal chief with no tribe. But so like when he was the tribal chief, the thing about it was like, who is the person that's gonna dethrone the tribal chief? Because that's the type of thing that will make somebody. You know what I mean? Like if you beat the Undertaker, you know what I'm saying, you were somebody. But then they gave it to old boy that we're about to talk about in a minute. So then it was like LA Knight was there. You could have made him, you know, Jay was there, and for the story purposes, it would have made the most sense for it to have been Jay, for Jay to win the title off of him. You know what I mean? So when Jay did win the title, it was so lackluster because there wasn't really anything behind it. So now if he wins the title again,
you know, so it's
right. So when he wins the title again, who do you have take the title? So that's where I'm trying to go. Who do you take the title off of him with? Is it Gunther because he's the retirer now? Like who's
I hope it's not Gunther.
How mad are we gonna be if it's Austin Theory?
That wouldn't make sense.
But see, they would have to put time into all.
That's what I'm saying. Like the building up.
But the problem is that might take us to next WrestleMania to do all that.
Yeah. So I don't think. So I think if Roman wins it, he keeps it until minimum. I told y'all. I think we get Seth versus Roman by SummerSlam later than Survivor Series.
See, I don't want Seth.
But if we don't, we get Seth Roman. We get Seth Roman at next WrestleMania.
I think Roman needs to beat Seth because he hasn't beat Seth yet. And
well, then SummerSlam would be perfect for that.
That's why it'll be SummerSlam.
Maybe. But guys, I'm an American.
I'm a red-blooded man.
But now I'm having a nightmare.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Cody
I don't
Rhodes
have Cody's music. I don't have
is
Cody's
our
music,
champion again.
Cody Rhodes.
He beat Drew McIntyre, who absolutely needed to lose the title. But why? Why are we here?
We're here because Cody Rhodes is passing the torch. So he will lose. Oh, he's not passing the torch. My bad.
You take the torch.
I was about to say that's the other way around.
He's taking the torch.
Yeah, he is losing it to Randy Orton.
You think so?
Yeah, dog. If Randy Orton doesn't win the championship from Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, I'm not watching SmackDown anymore.
If Randy Orton doesn't win the title, like for real, I will cash at Cody Rhodes $100. You know what I'm saying? Keep the title off of that born son bitch.
Nah, dog. Cody Rhodes is terrible, man.
And but he's better than Randy still.
No, he's not. Like
outside of RKO, there ain't nothing cool about Randy.
You, this is exactly how they're doing it. And this is just from like small optics that I see. It's gonna be Cody Rhodes loses to Randy Orton. Randy Orton beefs with Trick Williams. Trick Williams gets it off of Randy. Trick Williams carries the title. He is now the face of WWE.
Do not put the title on Trick for at least 3 years.
Nope.
I think that Trick has to be the guy that he has to win a Royal Rumble and carry that momentum.
He's going to have to build the story up. He has to.
No, that's what I'm saying. He'll build it, but Randy's going to hold that title. Randy's holding the title.
Not for long. He's a Randy. If Randy wins the title, Randy is the interim coach or the bridge quarterback, if you will. Yeah. Like that's he's Sam Darnold in Seattle.
No, if Randy wins the title, then we need to go.
Oh, Oba take it from him? That works too. Because Oba's a destroyer, so that would work too. Or we can have Brock Lesnar come and destroy him. It doesn't matter. Either way, Randy Orton
I want Oba to put an end to the Brock thing.
Because look, this is why Randy Orton's a good person to put the title on, though, because he's not somebody that everybody's invested in long term, and he's not somebody that everybody just wants to be the champion. So it's perfect to put it on him. Everybody's sick of Cody Rhodes. IWC, in person, people are tired of Cody Rhodes. We don't dislike him as a wrestler, but nobody wants him to be the champion right now.
But
it's just what it is.
So this is one of my issues with the IWC in general, right? Like, what do you people actually want? Like,
they don't buy
tickets. What do you actually want, right? You hate everybody. You hate literally everyone. And I don't get it, right? And you don't want to see, like, anybody get the title, and then you're mad that they got the title, you want them to get rid of the title, right? So let's determine who you actually want to see. Because for a long time, it seemed to me like y'all wanted Cody to take the title off of Drew. Like, that's what, like, I remember Cody's reign. Like, I was here for that. I was here for the last Cody reign. It was not amazing. But you know why it was not amazing? because y'all had him against Drew. You're muted or something, 2-5. I don't know what's going on.
They had him take the title from Roman, and then they didn't plan anything after that.
Right. No, yes. Like, but he was kept doing the thing with Drew. Oh, we have a Mexican street fight. We're doing a Philadelphia street. Now we're gonna go to his house and fight at the house. And we're like, what is this, dog? Like, I feel like they don't put enough thought into how do I build out the next story in a way that makes sense. Like, nobody wants to watch Drew McIntyre fight Cody Rhodes 77 times. Nobody.
Yeah. So last question.
Is that why Road Dogg quit?
No, Road Dogg quit because he sucks and he got a bad performance feedback. But last question. Are you actually excited for WrestleMania?
Yes, I am genuinely excited for WrestleMania. But that's because I'm a nerd who likes wrestling.
I am not excited for WrestleMania. Like, I literally want to see Roman and Punk, and that's it. Like, that's literally
Let me pull
all
it
I
up.
want to see.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Let's pull up the WrestleMania card as today.
Well, I don't know if they even have one. There's the Roman match. There's the Randy against Cody, Rhea and Jade, Liv and Stephanie, and I think everything else is just in works. I don't think it's close to finalized just yet. Like, you know, because I mean, maybe you have Seth Rollins against Logan Paul. I think we can kind of maybe add that.
You get Seth
match
versus a Vision person, probably.
You know, who's Gunther fighting at WrestleMania? Who would he fight at WrestleMania? Like, he ain't fighting Dragon Lee.
He's gonna find another random person.
We got Randy Orton and Cody. We got CM Punk and Roman.
Jade and
Rhea, Stephanie and Liv.
Steph and Liv, and Brock Lesnar. I'm assuming that's gonna be Oba.
Yeah, I'm assuming that, but
Brock
yeah,
Oba's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be
yeah. So out of everything you just said, I just want to see CM Punk and Roman, and I just want to see Oba and Brock. The rest of that, I don't need in my life.
I'm interested in seeing how Jade and Rhea turn out. You know what I don't want to see? Can I say that?
What's that?
I don't want to see R-Truth and
Damian Priest.
Oh
yeah, they're the number one contenders now for the tag team titles.
I don't want to see them fight anyone ever. And I'm not sure, again, there are lots of young tag teams that could have gotten this spot. Why Damian Priest? Secondly, okay, this is another one.
Why is Damian Priest?
Why is Damian Priest?
He was Undertaker's protege, and he was dope when him and Rhea were supposed to be like besties in the Judgment Day, and then he kind of just fell off into oblivion.
I saw a podcast that was like, Damian Priest should never be the champion because a WWE champion has to have hips.
He was the champion. He was
right. They said he couldn't keep the title because it kept slipping off his hips. He has no hips.
That's hilarious. No, but I mean, I imagine there's probably going to be some kind of battle royal at WrestleMania. Like they're probably going to have some kind of Andre the Giant battle royal or something. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm more interested in things like who's going to turn on who. Like, is Raquel going to screw Liv out of the title? You know what I mean? Like, what are the Usos going to be doing? I guess they're going to fight Damian and R-Truth maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know what WrestleMania. I'm not excited.
All right, I can respect that 2-5.
I'm not excited, but I never thought that I would be excited about a negative conversation about Magic City because I heard nothing about these lemon pepper wings. You know, my man snuck out the bubble just to get them. You know what I mean? But now you got the Atlanta Hawks trying to have a Magic City night, and Luke Cornett says no. Stop demeaning these women. Stop objectifying them. What say you?
As a human being who has loved strip clubs in his past life, shut up.
I'm a red-blooded man.
Shut up forever. Shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't objectify somebody who wants to be objectified. You cannot make somebody feel less than when they're higher than anything when they're at their job, doing what they're blessed to do, doing what they're put on earth to do, which is to satisfy people. Okay? These are therapists. These are life coaches.
What?
You know, these women.
It's true.
These women help and guide people to all kinds of things. You know, there's a stripper out there that helped a Fortune 500 CEO. Okay, we don't know who it is, but and there's one out there that gave him the confidence that he needed. That one day, I got a meeting tomorrow, got a board meeting. We got this, and this, and we got to run through. And I don't know which one I should do. And you know what? Miss Psychology dropout sat in his lap and told him, go for option A. And his company flourished. Okay. And you know what she did? She got a payday. That Friday, the firm, they all came down and they made it rain. Okay. Magic City forever. And whoever this guy is, get him out of Atlanta now.
Well, to be technical, Luke Cornett plays for our hometown Spurs.
Well, good.
Matter of fact, the Spurs aren't even playing the Hawks that night.
It's crazy.
So he just jumped out the window
and just jumped out the window. He must feel that strongly about it. You know, so I believe that stripping is considered sex work. And for those who are so this is something I'm going to say, right? Because we're in an interesting time in our society where we're sort of recalibrating things that used to be considered negative things and how negative are they. So this is what I'll say. People who are in sex work, for the most part, are there based on their own choosing. Now, I'm not talking at all about anyone who's being sex trafficked.
Two different things.
If you're being illegally taken to do certain things, I'm not talking about them.
Yeah, like those shoes in Korea that all these American military people keep marrying and bringing back home.
This is crazy. But for those who choose sex work, and a lot of them, I imagine the vast majority of women at Magic City and strip clubs across the United States of America are there based on their own choosing, right? So I'm pretty sure that the women who work in these places are more than happy with more attention being brought to their place of business.
Smiling faces.
Yes. So I've heard I've never been to Magic City. I've only been to like 3 strip clubs in my life, but everybody that was there seemed to be very, very happy to be on the premises. So you know, but if somebody would have came over and like, you know, hit me with the blink twice, if you're okay, I would have got her out of there. I would have helped because I care about people. But like, nah, I think Luke Cornett, I think there are definitely issues that you can talk about that may even be supported by the NBA in a different type of scale. I don't think this is the hill to die on, my guy. Just being honest with you.
So, couple things here. I hate strip clubs.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be getting me riled up with no payoff. So look, like anyway. So couple things here. So Luke Cornett, I respect it. You know what I mean? Like if this is something that's passionate to you and you felt the need to speak out about it, salute. You know what I mean? This is America. This is what we do, right? Freedom of speech and all that. So good on you for standing up for your morals if that's a thing. Second of all, Magic City means a lot to the city of Atlanta.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like it is just a part of the fabric that makes Atlanta what it is. You know what I mean? Even though we hear things about the men from Atlanta, Magic City keeps them on the right path. Magic City keeps them on the right path. You know what I mean? But you know, so from that standpoint, you know, I can understand what Atlanta is doing. The question that I have, though, is where the commissioner at? What is the commissioner's thought on this? You know what I mean? Because this is a game in his league between the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic. And you good with this? You know, because I know that there's things that people have said, like Kyrie Irving, that you put the kibosh on. Like that ain't happening around here. You know what I'm saying? Donald Sterling did whatever he did, putting the kibosh on that. So now I'm taking my company that I'm a steward of and glorifying, you know, to some degree, strippers, you know, maybe sex work, you know, whatever the case may be. Things that you generally don't want your business to be associated with publicly. That's where my question lies.
I think that I agree that you probably shouldn't, you know, make it bigger than it needs to be as far as like business endeavors go. You probably should not merge the NBA and strip club as a, you know, but the world that we live in, dog, like, you know, I mean, I'm one of the biggest advocates of, like, I think that the world is way too over sexualized. You know what I mean? Like, Magic City should not be associated with the NBA when the NBA has children programs and, you know,
like, are they going to have Diamond do the halftime show?
Yeah.
Well, so
those are
just
things that I, you know.
So just to your point, not to sort of cross worlds, but in the book that we're reading, Justice, it talks about libertarianism, right?
Okay.
And the fact that, you know, overregulation is something that libertarians normally look down on. So a libertarian actually would have the take that it's their business to do what they want with their business. Who are we to tell them what to do? Period. That is a fundamental premise of libertarianism. Read Justice if you want more information. But I would say, back to your point about how important Magic City is to Atlanta, right? Specific business, specific city. Most people, a lot of people who have heard the name Magic City don't even know it's a strip club. They think it's a restaurant because of all the stories we heard about the food and the wings and all of those things. Now, of course, but so if like Salt Lake City, if the Utah Jazz decided to have like a strip club night, it would make no sense because it's not what the city is. Even with like hysterical, or like LA has mad strip clubs, right? Houston has mad strip clubs, but there is no strip club that is as associated with the city as Magic City is in Atlanta. Like, and that's any, like, you could think Live in Miami. You could think of all these different places.
Onyx in Dallas.
None of these places are as associated with the city as Magic City is in Atlanta. So from a branding standpoint, I completely understand that. And if the Atlanta Hawks decide that that's what they want to do, that's their business to do it with. And from a feminist standpoint, right? For like, if the feminists, as I understand feminism to work, they are completely cool with sex work. Yeah. As long as it's something you're choosing to do.
This is my ass and I'll shake it if I want.
So I think from all of those standpoints, no, do you want to, like, because I think what they were trying to do with the celebration, it actually wasn't bringing strippers or anything like that into it. Right. It was just Magic City themed, much like if
are they going to have Vegas, uniforms?
Yeah, I think there'd be like different kind of uniforms. I know T.I. was supposed to do the halftime show. Mm-hmm. They would have like a different kind of theme to it versus it wouldn't be like strippers coming in and like poles throughout the arena or something like that. If they were doing that, I think that's wild. You should not be doing that. But just the idea of the brand and what it means to the city of Atlanta, I can't have a problem with it. I'm pretty cool.
You got to get a
also to go back to your point about the restaurant during COVID. Magic City was a restaurant because strip clubs were not allowed to be quote unquote open due to 6 feet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So to maintain business, a lot of strip clubs, even the ones here in San Antonio that didn't serve food, they magically started having kitchens and all kinds of stuff just so they could keep running. But Magic City, yes, it was actually Magic City, the restaurant during COVID, because it could not just be the strip club anymore. Yeah. Anyway, also, if you're not familiar with what Magic City is, go watch Lotto's video when she was still Mulatto and watch Real Bitch from the South. It's a fire video with her doing a play on Gucci Mane's song. Check out that video.
Her name was Mulatto?
Yeah, her name was Mulatto. And then she found out that was considered offensive to some people. So
she knew it was offensive, but she is a mulatto, so that's why she made the name. And then the internet told her to change it because it was offensive. I actually tweeted her and told her, like, stick with it. But I'm glad she didn't listen because Lotto is now
she's become a much bigger star since then. Yeah.
But go watch the video if you want to see some history about Magic City.
So speaking of Georgia, CyHi's back again.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
CyHi's back again. He's breaking down that good music breakup. Another great song by the one and only Prince of Stone Mountain, Georgia. J. Cole still ain't responded yet. I'm watching you, Jermaine. Get on the mic. Prove that you're the best.
No. Elephants don't swat flies.
That ain't true.
That is true.
I saw Jay-Z throw a line at J.O. Felony. You don't even got to make a song. Just throw one little sub. Just throw one little line. Hit CyHi in his chest one time and tell him why he don't want to do
that. As soon as he drops the line, everybody's gonna be like, well, he dropped one line because he didn't really want to do a full song because he's pussy. He's scared. He had to sub me.
So I do buy value in if I ignore you. You know what I mean? Like, that's sunning you way more than anything that I can say. I do subscribe to that. But I subscribe to that if you ain't running around telling everybody how they don't want it with you.
It's true. Can I get a people who haven't heard a little bit of the CyHi? Because I'm pretty sure this one is not copyrighted.
Okay, this is the first song. This is the first song. Bro, I lost control.
Yeah. Hey, bro. Can you let your people know you're not fucking with me? Because them thinking you is fucking with me. I could never fall off. Yeah. Can you hear me? I've been hearing a lot of niggas claim the best rapper alive. Two things can be true, that's a factual lie. I'm that actual guy with a capital Y. Flow slicker than a nigga with the patch on his eye. You scared of our good brother in that Grand National Y. Shoulda knew you and that La Honda was gonna have to collide. Let's take this magical ride back to the shy. The FOI, don't know how many bows I actually tied. I felt like Farrakhan, so ran rapping the pie. And my shit hit like crack when it's dry. So high, you can hit it once and pass it to God. I give off that human trafficking vibe. Cause I had that boy and the girl in the back of a Dodge. I did what I had to survive.
Listen, man. This guy, CyHi the Prince.
Hey.
This guy, CyHi the Prince. He is not a game.
Hey, Rez, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is this the first time you've actually lent an ear to CyHi?
No. No Dope on Sundays is my joint.
Okay. No, yeah. I was also... I don't know, for other people that actually watch Say Less, Say More on a regular, we had a conversation a long time ago about Tupac and what does Jack mean when he says, I like my rappers to be rappers.
Yeah.
This
is you know what, I mean. All I'm going to follow that up with is, I ain't mad at you.
Doing your thing, boy.
Come
on,
the
new song is good too.
The
good old days. He's walking us through all the drama, and are you cool with Pusha? You know what I'm saying? Are you cool with Big Sean? What happened here?
He has the interviewer voice in it too.
I'm
gonna be honest with you, 2-5. We had this conversation, but he doesn't have the voice. He doesn't have the it factor to be the star. You know what I mean?
I think there's a few things, right? I think when it comes to hip hop, and it's interesting when people are able to sort of cut through with that, when you're a very high level rapper, you're a really high level rapper, being able to get people to want to listen to you seems even more difficult. Mm-hmm. Mainly because they talk about just not to make political for too long, people talk about the fact that Donald Trump is beloved by people because of the fact that he speaks at a third grade level for most of the time. He speaks at a very low, he speaks at a very low intelligence level. He really does. And so he doesn't, so people who are listening to him, he's just saying the thing in the most simple and mundane way possible. When we look at a lot of the most popular music, it's very simple. It's very plain.
Yeah.
So when you get to somebody like a CyHi, like a J. Cole, like a Kendrick Lamar, like a Black Thought, like a Royce da 5'9", these people that spit, you have to do a little bit more to be able to get those ears. You have to have amazing beats to draw people in, or you got to do different voice inflections to bring people in, or you got to be an amazing storyteller. And CyHi is just a dude that can put words together almost better than anybody else has ever put words together.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
The bar mitzvah bar is so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That bar mitzvah scheme, the whole those people, that scheme was fire.
The girls.
Yeah, the girls.
Yeah. You know, like for real, like that, but he has an innate ability to do that and to make music, and like his music actually like No Dope on Sundays, it hits your soul. So even when he's talking about J. Cole, it sounds like it really bothers me that people think this about you. They think that we're on the same level. And like that is an interesting thing. Like, you ever been to the court and like is this kid like at your school that you are so much better than, when people hype up, you're like, no, dog. If we played 1-on-1, I would drag you. The difference is you would never step on the court with me.
Right.
So now he's trying to beg him to come on the court and play ball so
race
I can
me.
show people.
Why don't you race me?
Come on, do it. Do it. You got everybody think you nice. Come do it. And J. Cole just like, dog, let me ride my bike.
Let me see that hook shot, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hysterical. And then the good music one, like you mentioned, 2-5 it was such, again, storytelling, right? There's a lady interviewing him, and she's asking him, how do you feel about this person? How do you feel about that person? Just going down the line, and he's actually like, I love that he's I believe he's being as honest as he can be in the moments about the things, like when he said that Kanye West is the same guy to tell you, he'll walk in your house and tell you that your couch is ugly, but he'll also be the person that redecorates your entire living room to make sure it looks better.
Right.
Like, he's like, y'all see this side, but I get to see the totality of it. So I see the ugly comment, and I also see what he tries to do to make things better. But you don't let him get past that part. So you're misunderstanding him. So in that regard, he's riding for his best friends. I think about like for example, what y'all, right? If somebody watched the pod and they got a wrong idea of what the pod was about or what y'all about, I would take my time saying, no, you don't understand. This is the person that when I was really going through it, because I had diabetes and I didn't know like what my life was gonna be like, that sat on the phone and talked me down from like a serious depression. And like that's what CyHi is trying to do just lyrically. Right. I think it's amazing that
it's like, yo, Tupac
ain't trying to
2-5 ain't trying to objectify women. He just really likes Diamond. What?
Right. Or even like the Big Sean thing, like he's like, I thought, like I didn't like that this happened here, like I didn't like that he said the things that he said about Jay, but that's my man's in them, like that's my dude, and I'm gonna rock with my dude whether y'all rock with him or not. Now to your point, 2-5, I don't want to make the point before you make it though, because you made the point that was it 2-5 or Jack that made the actual point that makes this sort of a moot point based on when it happened.
Oh, 6 years ago, yeah.
Because he's responded to false prophets when he was talking to J. Cole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what makes it kind of like, man, like, why'd you wait so long? But I can also separate and understand, like, I waited for everything to play out, and now I'm giving the full retelling and why I stood on this side. Because you got to remember, he might be rapping for, it's not just rapping for me. I'm rapping for a couple other dudes that we know that we don't know. You know what I mean?
Bro, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. I love CyHi, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. He just finally got permission to do it.
Oh, shit.
So let me think about it from this standpoint, right? What if, let's play this out this way. What if CyHi heard false prophets and was like, I don't like that.
Right.
And he's like, I'm gonna let it go. But then it got to the place where people started talking about J. Cole and the level that they do now. And it's like, hold up. Y'all think you think he's as good as me? Like, you just sitting in the studio like, oh man, like, yeah, you nice, but you ain't as good as J. Cole. And it's like, wait, what?
Well, I think he could have just did that without bringing up the false prophets.
Right. So if you just said, oh no, I heard people saying you're as good as I am and I want to prove it, then that's one thing. But to make it about the false prophets thing is what makes it seem weird. Like, why make the false prophet? Why stand up for Kanye now?
Right. So, CyHi, I got a challenge for you. So, back in the day, Crooked Eye did his 52 weeks of freestyles and all that. And it was super fire every week, all that kind of stuff. I want you to call out every rapper you think you better than.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Just make it a weekly thing. Call out Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Call out Drake. Call out anybody. Just call out anybody. Because I still remember that freestyle that he sent that Joe Budden. Now, granted, Joe Budden was retired.
He's retired.
But you know what I mean? But like that
Joe's
showed
not
me.
CyHi.
No, he's not. But that's what opened up my eyes to CyHi. Because I had heard him before. And I was like, yo, this dude got skills. But when I heard that particular freestyle, the whole I cut the legs off a cow just to
ground beef,
like that line right there, it made me go back and was like, I got to go back and revisit some of this. And then I was like, you damn right there ain't no dope on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want CyHi to do. But from the Joe Budden podcast, you know, they got into a conversation earlier about classic albums. You know, like who is the best rapper or best rappers who don't have a classic album. And then it turned into who has the most classic albums. So wherever you guys want to go with this, let's do it.
Does anybody remember the actual list?
I remember
some
Ludacris
names.
was on it. Ludacris was on it.
Busta Rhymes.
Black Thought. Grand Puba. Grand Puba. He's a famous rapper.
That's crazy. I don't know who that is.
Inspector Deck was on it.
Method Man, I think, was on it.
Method Man was on it.
They talked about
Jadakiss was on it.
Yeah, Jadakiss was on it. And then they talked about who has the most classics. Like, if you're thinking about classics, who has the most classics?
They also did, like, who has the best singles, right? Like, who has the hottest hit or something like that?
I didn't get all the way through it yet. But
I didn't get all the way through it. That's why I think that's what they end up going to. But
then I also know that they did, does a classic album mean that you don't have a skippable song on it?
No, I don't think so. I think it helps. It adds to it for sure. I mean, if you have an unskippable album, then it's a classic. But
I don't like that thought. You know, of like, does it? Because I mean, that's going to be relative to who's listening.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
the
reason that I say no skips, right? So no skips to me doesn't mean everybody wants to hear this song. No skips to me means I don't really like this song. But I mean, if it's on, I'll listen to it.
It's not a bad song. It's just not for me.
That's what no skips means to me.
Yeah,
I got the list. It's Grand Puba, Method Man, Jadakiss, Fab, Black Thought, Inspector Deck, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, Andre 3000, Cannabis, Ludacris.
Okay, you said Ludacris Christ, but
so outside of Andre 3000, I would argue that none of those dudes do have a classic album.
Oh, Cannabis was 10. Sorry,
Ludacris has a classic album.
I know some people say Chicken and Beer. I really like his first album.
Chicken and Beer or Word of Mouth.
I would say Chicken and Beer, Word of Mouth.
Back for the first time.
Theater of the Mind.
Yeah, Back for the First Time is the one that
Theater
I would
of the Mind is
nominate.
not classic.
No, Back for the First Time and Word of Mouth are the same album.
No, Word of Mouth is the one with Roll Out. You know what I'm saying? I thought Back for the First Time was Southern Hospitality.
Yeah. Roll Out.
You know what I'm saying? Like that Fat Rabbit.
You got to remember one of them.
I beat up named Luda, a.k.a.
One of them is the album is the trunk version, and the other one is the actual studio version.
Oh, see, I thought, okay. Then if they're the same thing.
I've always thought that Southern Hospitality, like Back for the First Time was the one that, what was it? What's Your Fantasy and all that was on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the debut. And then Word of Mouth was like Roll Out, Area Codes.
Yeah, Word of Mouth had Coming to America, Roll Out, Go to Sleep, Cry Baby. That's not the first album. Area Codes, Growing Pains.
So Incognito. That's the first album.
Yes, that's Incognito was the
so that's the one with
Back for the First Time.
What's Your Fantasy?
Back for the First Time is classic. I think Back for the First Time is classic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Back for the First Time is the one I would nominate out of his. Like, if I had to only pick one Luda album to be a classic, that would be the one that I nominate.
Okay, so look, let's just do the Ludacris real quick. I'm not gonna go through every single song, obviously.
Right.
All right, so Back for the First Time, we all agree, like his first album is a classic, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Word of Mouth. You have Coming to America, Roll Out. You have Area Codes.
That's Word of Mouth.
Growing Pain. No, this is. Oh yeah. That's what I said. Word of Mouth. Okay, Coming to America, Roll Out, Growing Pains, Area Codes, Move Bitch, Saturday. Ooh. You got Welcome to Atlanta. I feel like Word of Mouth is arguably better than Back for the First Time.
I think Word of Mouth is more commercial than Back for the First Time.
Okay, I like that. I'm not mad at that. Okay,
because Back for the First Time, songs like Southern Hospitality wouldn't necessarily be a single in every era.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Cadillac Grills, Cadillac.
Yeah, like What's Your Fantasy would probably span eras. What album is Waterfalls on? Is that on Chicken and Beer?
Yes, sir.
Waterfalls, I think it's on Chicken and Beer. Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. That could be a consideration for a classic too.
Check it, Chicken and Beer. You got Blow It Out, Stand Up, Splash Waterfalls, Diamond in the Back, Screwed Up, Hoes in My Room,
Yeah, people just don't like Luda for whatever.
People just don't like Luda.
That's all it boils down to.
I like Red Light District.
But
I was gonna say Red Light District is his best album.
Out of all the dudes that were on that list, he's
Andre
the only
2000
one
has
that. The speaker box is.
Well, Andre 2000 doesn't have a single classic, and that's what the people try to,
So that's what they got into the semantics about,
right?
Because
he's like, you can't buy it by itself, but that's an individual album,
right?
So you think that Love Below by itself is a great album?
I only listen to Love Below.
I do. I don't know if I would say it's a classic, but yes.
Okay, so here's a confession. I have never listened to the Love Below. I only know Roses, and I only know
as the dude that used to live in Georgia, right?
And I lived in Georgia. Yes,
he has no homeland. This confirms it. By the way,
no. I just want to confirm one thing before y'all get all in your little high horse. When that album came out, I was in I was in 6th grade.
No, I think that Andre's always been a tough rapper.
When that album came out.
Andre's always been a tough rapper for me because he's one of those dudes that I recognize has top tier skills. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, I just don't view him in that light. And it could be because he was in a duet most of his career. That could be it, where a lot of these dudes that we're talking about had to carry albums by themselves, at different periods of time. So I think that subconsciously I take a little bit away from him for that.
Yeah. You also grew up in the North in a time where the North was doing everything they could to tell people not to listen to people in the South.
That's true.
Oh no, Ice Ice gotta see me because I'm way more No Limit than him. But you know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying, I'm thinking like the Source Awards, when
I'm the Hot Boys through and through. Like
when Outkast won Best New Artist, and they were getting booed at the Source Awards, they're like, "Yo, y'all don't got like we got this music, and it's getting acknowledgement across the world, and everybody loves us, but y'all." And that's something that definitely, when I hear people talk about Andre 3000, that's what I hear. Is people saying, "Oh, well, I wasn't into Southern Playlistic Cadillac music. I didn't listen to ATLNs. I didn't hear Aquemini.
No, I
didn't
love
listen to
Outkast music. I love Outkast's music.
And that's the thing. I know all of that stuff until you get to Love Below and what's it called? Because I assumed that Love Below was. I thought Love Below was I thought it was a pop album.
So all full disclosure, right? All full disclosure, and I'm gonna just say this real quick, and I'm gonna get off of it. Just real quick, I'm a big Jizza fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got the ink to prove it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying though is that he's one of 9. So I've heard more music with him them than on his own. So it's hard for me to if I was making a top 10 list, even though I do think that he actually has an argument, I can't put him there though because most of your work is a collective.
And that's what I feel about Andre. I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I feel like it's very fair to say Andre 3000 cannot be a top 10 rapper because he does not have enough solo energy projects, whatever you want to say. And I don't think it's disrespectful. He's still in the greatest rap group of all time.
He's still
in the greatest rap group. I don't care what anybody says. Outkast is the greatest rap group.
I would just never probably put him in my top 5 though.
But him as an individual rapper, you can't be there because you don't have the material. See, Big Boy, on the other hand, Big Boy has 3 albums that we could all be like, yo, have you heard this? Have you heard this? Have you heard this? Big Boy has it.
And we'd all say no.
We would say no. We would say no.
But if Andre had 3 albums on his own, guess who would have heard it?
Like
all of us.
But are there any of those rappers that are on that list besides Luda that you guys disagree with as far as
not having classics?
It does have a classic.
Say it one more time, Rez.
They were trying to make Busta saying Busta had a classic album. Busta does not have a classic album.
He does not.
He does not have a classic
it's just like Jadakiss. They can't put albums together.
They tried to put
Busta has one album that's really close.
Is that the one with the
Big Bang Theory?
My eyes can see.
No, that's not the one for me. I think for me it's Extinction Level, the one with Dangerous. Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
No, you said
that's Extinction Theory.
Big Bang.
I'm talking about Big Bang Theory. I mentioned Big Bang Theory.
Oh, you said Big Bang.
Yeah, I said Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
Well, that's not the name of the album.
Yeah, I think the closest one would be Busta. Busta gets close. Fab gets close.
No,
I don't think Fab is close.
Real Talk was a really good album. It's not a classic album. Real Talk is a really good album.
You know what I think? I think Real Talk is a good album for Fabulous because it was the first album that he tried to branch out besides because my problem with Fabulous is he's a great rhymer or whatever you want to call it. But if you heard one Fab song, you heard them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with that. So that's why when we were talking about the Lloyd Banks thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would take Lloyd Banks over Fabulous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though I do think Fabulous might be the better rapper, I just think that Lloyd Banks is more well-versed than Fabulous is.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask y'all this? Does Busta Rhymes have too many albums to even like? Does it kind of drown out his?
No, Busta doesn't have the ability to make
no, because Busta has a lot of really good music. I just don't know if I don't know if any of his music reaches the level of great, but he has a lot of bangers.
So what I will say is this: Busta Rhymes does not have a complete album. He does not have a complete album.
I said Extinction Level is the one that y'all like. Y'all don't like Disaster Strikes.
Whichever one Dangerous and all that is on, that's the one that I like. I want to say it's Extinction Level though.
Yeah. No, Dangerous is on When Disaster Strikes.
Okay, so that might be
that's the one. Wuha. Yeah.
Well, no, Wuha's on a different album, I think, right?
Wuha's on his first album.
Yeah, Wuha's on the first album.
Okay.
When he was a feature of the Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, Wuha's on his
he got introduced by Tribe.
Yeah, I remember that because he was.
I don't even know why I know that.
Like a Dungeons and Dragons.
None to know this information.
Let me see here. The Coming had Wuha on it.
Yes, that's his first album.
Yeah.
Pause too. Super pause.
All right, so then the conversation transitioned to, I guess, who has the most classic albums, or what rappers.
That sounds like a more fun conversation. But do you have that out? Do you have that list too, Riz, or no?
I didn't. I don't think they have a list for that one. They were just.
Well, they were just talking. Yeah, they were just talking. But they brought up Jay-Z. They brought up Nas. They brought up. There was one more person that stands out.
Most classics. LL would have to be in that list.
They brought up Kanye.
LL would have to be on that list. Kanye would have to be on that list.
I personally, when we were about to talk about this about 10 minutes ago, I had Kanye off top that he has the most classic album.
Which albums do you consider classic?
The first three.
Dropout, Graduation,
first three.
I don't have Late Registration as classic.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at the two because it's either Dropout or Late Registration, but I think it's Dropout that I like.
So I don't like. I think the first two are undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I imagine. Obviously, this is the part where y'all make fun of me now. I haven't heard 808s, but I'm sure people will call that a classic.
808s is so good.
So
I know
weird.
what I'm saying. I think people would add that.
I'm not even mad at you. I just think it's weird that you didn't listen to it. Like,
I don't like auto-tune. That ain't my jam.
So,
all right, here we go.
For me,
College Dropout,
Graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 808s and Heartbreaks. Those are my 4 Kanye classic albums.
Okay, I have Graduation, 808. Yes. Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yes.
I really think I only have 3 because College Dropout and Late Registration I can find issues with.
See, no, I can do one or the other. But Dropout,
No, for me, College Registration and College Dropout. And what I loved about Kanye in that era was he was the first rapper in a long time that I heard and I said, yo, don't nobody else sound like this.
Right.
You know
that's what the College Dropout part was, because it was brand new.
Right. So like with Jay-Z, for example, right? Like he's obviously at that top tier. But Fabulous tried to be Jay-Z.
He did.
A lot of these guys tried.
Yes.
Nas had an influence on a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kanye came out and it was like, yo, this is the first fresh album that I've heard.
I've never heard this before in my life.
Yeah,
I've never heard anything like this in my life. That it was everything from the beats to his delivery, the storytelling, the heart that he rapped with, like the heart, like the way, when
I heard Jesus Walks, I was like, I wasn't even going to church, and I was like, yo, this song is.
I listened to that song way too many times, bro.
We Major was it for me. We Major. When I heard We Major, I became an instant fan.
No. So yeah, mine is College Dropout. That's my classic for Kanye. I don't like Late Registration.
Yeah, I got College Dropout.
Because Drunken Hot Girls is on Late Registration, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I hated that song.
So I got him at 3.
Terrible song.
I got him at 3. Like I said, I haven't heard 808s, but I'm sure, and they added him to it. Joe Budden Podcast. The Joe Budden Podcast.
808s
added him to they added 808s to his list.
825. Just trust us. 808s is a classic.
It's a classic, though.
Well, no, I'm gonna give you some leeway because you told me to listen to that Bruno Mars, and you know, said I ended up liking it. You know,
that song that I said, right?
Like,
Nothing left is so good. I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know why that's not the single. Like, honestly, I don't know.
I think we just have to give him 5. We just have to give him 5 because
hold on. What's the
registration? Because look, think about it, right? So on Late Registration, if you take out the skits and you take off like 2 songs.
No, but we're talking classics. That's the thing. When you're talking classics, you have to do that fine tooth comb stuff.
Oh, y'all put it. Where Yeezus at?
So when you look at Late Registration,
I love Yeezus. It's not a classic, but I love Yeezus.
All right, so Riz, you're Mr. Jay-Z, right? So how many classics would you say Jay-Z has?
Okay, I got Reasonable Doubt. I got Volume 1. I got Volume 1. I wouldn't say Volume 2. Well,
I wouldn't say Volume 3.
I hate Volume 3. I hate Volume 3. Blueprint. So I'll go 3. Blueprint.
Black Album 4. And 444. I have a classic. It may be a personal classic to me, but I love that album.
Because it's the first Daddy rap album that actually went crazy.
Yeah. Because Blueprint 1, Blueprint 2 is not classic, it's too long. Blueprint 3, he was taking some chances that I didn't love. Magna Carta Holy Grail, again, he's taking some chances that I didn't love.
Magna Carta Holy Grail is not garbage. Don't do
it's
that.
garbage.
It's garbage.
It's better than Kingdom Come.
Well, yeah. It's that, Riz. It's that thing where
it's that Jay-Z album.
It's that thing where you watch a LeBron game and he has 23, 6, and 4, and you're like,
he didn't really do nothing. Right, but like anybody else would love that. But no, for a Jay-Z album, like, and actually one of my homeboys just posted today, he said, is it just me or do way more people hate, like, I love Magna Carta Holy Grail more than most people? And I said, Magna Carta Holy Grail wasn't a terrible album. The problem with it is it wasn't a top tier Jay-Z album.
Well, that's how I feel about Blueprint 3. And you know,
same thing.
And you know,
and I love Blueprint 3.
So for me, I would go Reasonable Doubt.
1.
I would go Blueprint. So this is one of those conversations, right? Like, I personally don't think that the Black Album is classic. I think it's right there, but not quite. But enough people feel that way that I'll count it. And then
there isn't a bad song on Black Album.
And then, oh yes, there is.
Which one?
A bad song on there.
You know which one.
Which one? Change Clothes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Is it on there, Rez?
It's on there. It's not a bad song.
Yes, it is.
I know Pharrell. Listen, Pharrell. I don't know Pharrell. Your last name? Oh, Pharrell Williams. Listen, Pharrell Williams. 2 of the 3 members of this podcast do not like you at all. I'm not one of them. So if you ever decide I want to give out some free Louis Vuitton stuff,
I fuck with Lap Dance.
Send it to me.
I fuck with Lap Dance. I fuck with Mr. Me Too. You know what I'm saying?
like literally, the Black Album is a press play album.
I fuck with Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah, no, but Black Album. But go ahead, you keep going. So you said you got 3.
Hold on, let's see. Yeah, those are my 3, I think. And because I think that.
It's so crazy to think that Kanye's producer name used to just be West.
So Volume 1 is my favorite Jay-Z album.
It's my favorite Jay-Z album.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, like the first time I ever heard What Girls Like,
I don't see, and that's the thing. So that's the thing. The songs I don't like on that album, I don't like at all. But I also never listened to those songs when I was to that album. But all of my favorite Jay-Z songs are, like, if I was to make a list of my top 20 Jay-Z songs, probably 7 or 8 are coming from Volume 1. Like, I love that album so much.
Where I'm From is my favorite Jay-Z
What
song.
about American Gangster?
Oh,
yes, that one too. That one too.
5.
Yes. Yeah, that one too.
Y'all out here being crazy.
I completely forgot American Gangster.
Well, sometimes I don't count American Gangster because it's not like I know, but it's not like a Jay. It's a concept album based off of
a Frank.
That's what makes it. That to me is what makes it better, though.
No, but I just don't think of it in his main discography. Yeah. I don't necessarily go. American Gangster.
We got the Nas Jay-Z song we really deserved on that album.
Yeah,
and then 444. So that's 1, 2.
I
got 6.
4,
I like 444, but I don't got it as a classic.
5, 6 for Rez, 5 for 25. So we got 5 Kanye. Or are we stopping it at 4?
I got 4 Kanye.
I got 4 Kanye. Because I haven't heard
4 Kanye, 5 Jay.
You have 3 Kanye without 808s.
You said what?
Oh no, you had late registration in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do have 4
I had the first 3 in my Dark Twisted Fantasy.
But I'm just saying, for all of us, we could do 4 or 5. So 5.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of rappers that have more than one. You know
Nas,
what I mean?
Nas has Illmatic.
Nas has Illmatic. He has 3. Not Illmatic. It was written Illmatic. And for me, I would add. I know a lot of people when they were talking on the JBP, they added Magic, but I would probably say King's Disease. I would probably say
I have Life is Good as my 4th.
That could be a 5. I don't have it as a classic, but it could be.
Yeah, that would be my 4th for Nas. I would go Illmatic, Stillmatic. Life is Good.
Life is Good is one of those albums that, for me, it's not quite a classic, but enough people say it that I would.
That album is so good.
I wouldn't split hairs.
It has some bad moments to it, but it doesn't take away from how like if you're just talking the average of it, that album is amazing.
But I would go
amazing rapper.
I think that.
See, I don't consider those canon.
I think Godson has a lot of good songs, but it just misses the mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I Am is a personal classic, like you were talking about earlier, personal classic.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't call it a hands down, you have to call this a classic.
Yeah.
There's some albums that you have to call classic. Even if you don't rock with it.
Even if you never heard it. If you never heard it and we're telling you, hey.
Certificate is one.
That's why I said that. That's why I said Illmatic. But I hate Nas, so I'm not gonna add my vote.
Jesus.
I have one classic.
You don't hate Ayisha Diaz though.
What? Pivot.
Because we were talking about Magic City earlier. We probably could have pivoted to her in that
year.
But we were talking about this. I'm gonna let Rez lead this one because we were talking about Gold Diggers and all this other kind of stuff. But you wanted to go somewhere different with it. So
hey, Rez, share my screen.
I got you, my guy.
So take us where you will.
So what I'll say is I was talking about your screen is not up, my guy. We were talking about the Joe Budden podcast. And on the Joe Budden podcast, they were having a conversation about this young lady by the name of Ayisha Diaz, who apparently is somebody who used to be in the nightlife as a dancer of some sort. I think she was a bottle girl at She was a bottle girl at one of the bigger New York restaurants or whatever, or strip clubs. And she was on a podcast and she was talking about, the guy asked her, how much money would a guy need to give you in order to date you? And she was saying, well, I would say he needs to give me $40,000 to $50,000 a month. Right? And she was like, because I think we get it now.
I know this guy named Bill Gates. I know this guy named Bill Gates that could help her out.
Yeah, so
he might have chlamydia, but he can help her.
That's hysterical. So she was saying that if you really want to have a relationship with her and get her out of the life that she's living, meaning you want her out the club, then you need to be able to cover her basic needs, right? So her bills, the car payment, my house payment, all of that stuff. And then on top of that, you need to give her extra money so that she can have the extra things, so not just her bare necessities. And on top of that, she needed to get money for what if you decide to end the relationship. So her little insurance money on the side. So if y'all break up, she doesn't have employment right now because she's not working in the club. That'll tire her over until the next guy comes or the next job comes, which is a really interesting way to view life. But I wanted to take it off of Ayisha Diaz. And the conversation I wanted to have is, why is it that when young ladies who live in the who are living this life of living in the nightlife, whether it be sex work, strip club, whether you're a star tender, whatever it is, make it seem as though they're making so much money doing what they're doing. And if we think that they're making this much money, why is it that they are having to depend on men at the level that they are?
Because they're allowed to. It's acceptable for them to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I think that this is where you get into that thought process of financial responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a situation where you're getting $40,000 to $50,000 a month, and you're in this relationship for say 7-8 months, you should be able to walk away and not be hurt. You know what I mean? First of all. Second of all, when it comes to that, it's all image. They're living for social media. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the dangerous part of it is that people see how they live and think, why not me?
Right.
And
they think this is what is definitely normal. Doable. Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's normal, and it's not. You know what I mean? And like, even taking it back to Magic City for a second, you know what I mean? Like, if you work somewhere like Magic City, you're probably doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? You ain't making in Providence, Rhode Island, what they making in Magic City unless you just ran up on a CEO or something.
All right.
So that's where it is. It's expectations is what are wrong.
So Rez, what was the thing that we discussed earlier that we were gonna?
So we were talking about the fact that young ladies will hear an interview like that, which is the problem to me, right? If Ayisha Diaz makes money at that level, okay, cool, right? Let's say because she said, based on everything, that she needed $40,000 to $50,000 a month from the guy, right? So let's just say that her actual bills and what she actually makes. Let's say she makes $10,000 a month.
Okay.
Let's say she makes $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year, right? Which is a pretty good living in America. Maybe not in New York City, but in America, $120,000 as an individual, you're doing okay for yourself, right? That would mean, right, that's a very high number for her. But what happens is, if she is, as Sasha was saying on the pod, if she is one of the big three, that means she's at the very tippy top of the game. That would be like every NBA player being like, oh, I want to make $60 million a season because Kobe made $60 million in his final season in the league as one of the greatest players to ever play basketball. And so it gives these young ladies this false impression or this false idea that is normal money in stripping. When the truth is, it's not. I just looked up the stat. It said that I looked up how many strippers are there in America, right? So it says that the Bureau of Statistics actually suggests that upwards of 500,000 women or people in America work in strip clubs, right? The U.S. Bureau actually said 35,639 people employed in U.S. strip clubs. That's legally on above board. Of course, we know that not everybody who works in strip clubs are legal, right?
I guarantee you, out of all 35,000 of those strippers, 500 max are top tier. 500.
That's still top tier. You mean like maxing out? I think it's much lower. I think
it might be closer 50, to like 50.
You got to think about it this way, right? So to me, max out is top stripper in your club first, right? Then you become top stripper in the nation. Right.
But the club still got to make money, though. You could be top in that particular place, but if it doesn't draw money.
No. This is the thing. We're only talking about lifestyle choices, right? We're only talking about girls looking on the internet and being like, man, she does this. Man, I could probably do that. Now, as a person who lived in San Antonio, Texas at the time when strippers and Instagram models first started coming up, I know 3 girls that were top tier in this city and were able to move around to go to Houston and Dallas and all this other stuff. Out of those 3, only one ended up in LA, ended up with the Drakes and the big dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, you can be great in your city, and if you're great in your city, that means you're making that 8 to 10.
But what if in your city, like the top money isn't that much money? So I just looked up another number, right? The average stripper income in the United States. Somebody give me a guess number. What do you think?
35,000.
You said how much, Jack?
23.
23. So if this was Price is Right, 2.5 would win because he got closer to the actual number without going over. Without going over. So $38,765 annually. That's what the average stripper makes.
Right. So what I was going to say,
$18.64 an hour.
So what I was going to say in inverse of what Jack was saying, you know what I mean? That's because, like you're looking at it from the standpoint of these New York cities, these Vegases, these LAs. The problem is that
that's three cities in America.
But not only that, but like the strippers that are, I would imagine, I don't know this for sure, but the people that are making a lot of money are probably in places like North Dakota. Like if you're the top, you know what I mean, person in a state like that, you know what I'm saying? Like you're probably the gap between you and the others under you is a lot bigger than that New York gap. You know what I mean? So you might have that, and I'm just making up numbers here, that stripper that makes 80,000 in New York. But the number 2 is probably at like 74. You know what I mean? Whereas some of these other places that I'm talking about, South Dakota, wherever, if your top tier is at say 70,000, your next person might be at 40 just because of the level of quality.
Well, what I would say is this. What I would say is as it pertains to the subject of being Ayisha and she wanted she wanted 50,000 a month, right?
Yeah, 40 to 50,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, if you go to Las Vegas, right? I went to Vegas last year.
What are you doing?
What you mean?
No, like to be commanding that. Like, what do you do?
So I went to Vegas last year in what was it, August, right? The strippers in Las Vegas are 1,000% making, and I mean, I'm just gonna say the top 10 girls at this particular strip club
in Vegas.
Yes, in Vegas. That's what I'm saying. I want to keep it there. But those girls in Vegas, the top 10 of them are definitely making between $8,000 and $15,000 a month, right?
Okay.
So that is not realistic. Like, that's the thing, because the girl's like, what? She said, I want $50,000 a month for somebody to maintain my life. Nobody needs $50,000 to maintain anything for 1 month. There is nobody who needs that. You're doing that out of pure necessity and just
because you
can't manage your money, and you live a lifestyle that is absolutely insane. You don't need that. So even saying that out loud is like, yo, I need somebody that's going to take care of me 50,000. Let's just bring that down to reality. You're a loser and you need somebody who's rich to take care of you because you have no life skills. That's where that's what it really boils down to. You need $50,000 because you don't know what it actually means to work, because her whole life we just saw what she looks like. She's beautiful. Her whole life, she's been pampered by dudes who got crazy money. So she has no idea what realistic expectations are, because her body and her living situations have always been amongst those types of dudes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you ain't got shit. Like, you're a body and that's it.
Well, the good news is if that she don't got life skills, she can just default and give life. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah, but look,
okay.
I hate all of this, but let me get into the real meat of what I hate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Wait, I got music for this week too. Hold on. I got music for this week. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cue it up and then I got. All right, here we go. Who we at? Play. Why ain't you playing?
Well, while Rez is finding the music, I just want everybody to know the average household income in the U.S. is definitely below 50,000. It looks like Massachusetts is the highest at 45. No, Cali is the highest at 50. So everything under 50 is the median income for everywhere in the U.S. So that's what people are making in a year. She wants that in a month. So just marinate on that.
That's crazy. Oh,
somebody gonna give it to her.
That's crazy.
Dang. If she down with them bugs, holla at Bill Gates.
Jesus.
Yo, you been Bill Gates, dog.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? He was up in them files talking about how he got that germ.
Hey, I don't need to talk about the files to hate Bill Gates.
Okay.
Trash.
There we go. Okay, go ahead, 25. What you hate?
I hate fans. I don't care if we're talking about sports fans. I don't care if we're talking about crochet fans. I don't care if we're talking about OnlyFans. I hate fans. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, and I'm going to mostly focus this on the IWC that we were talking about earlier. I don't know why you some bitches out there want to sit around and read these spoilers, know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. You watch the damn show and then you complain about the shit that you already knew what was going to happen, while saying they never surprise us. They never do anything new. How could they? You already know what's about to happen. So like that was the thing that drew us to wrestling as a kid and these other things, is that it was always that expectation of anything can happen and you never know what could happen next. It's what made Howard Stern so popular. What is he going to say next? Howard Stern ain't a great show if you already know what's about to happen. So like at the end of the day, stop being a fan, be an observer, because at the same time that you're a fan, you're going to do things like sit up here on these airwaves and tell me that Change Clothes is a good song. It's not. Don't be a fan. You know what I'm saying? Just grow up, observe, and more importantly, just tell the truth. That's it.
He a fan.
Change Clothes is a great song.
Change Clothes is not a great song, but
I like that song a lot.
To each their own,
Sounds good. All right. I don't hate your what you hate segment. Jack, you got one?
Yeah. Also,
I clear the music for you too. I got one for you too. Hold on. Let me get you straight. Hold on. I got a different one. Hold on.
He wants some music too.
I gotta find a way to make one about how I hate Trick, so he could play the Trick Williams song while I'm doing it.
I'm saying,
like, you know what I hate? I hate tricks.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Oh man,
it's all right.
Hold on, we're gonna edit this part out. Hold on. I got another instrumental for you, bro. I got you. Don't worry.
He said, "No, you gonna catch these instrumentals."
Hey, dog. This is my trying to get my music out there, bro. Hold on. Which one you go with?
You need to be. Don't be afraid to reach out to Rashawn.
That's crazy. Hey, y'all. I got these hamburgers.
I just beats in the streets.
Oh man. Hold on. Dang.
Trying to get lady every day. They need to hear what I got to say.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let me see. All right, ready? All right.
So,
what you hate, dog?
I don't have anything that I hate, but I do have a hot take. And my hot take today is performative activism is just daily practice for losers. Losers who want to forget that they are losers. They scream this matters, that matters, down with, insert evil person of the month, all to forget they're losers. Losers who would be absolutely nobodies if they didn't have their social media falsehood, living check to check, riding around in a piece of shit, or getting dropped off everywhere they need to go, ashamed of the roaches they room with. The trips they go on, they can't afford. They can't do anything fun on those trips, but the picture screen, you're missing out. When in all actuality, they hate their life so much, they scrap change just to escape for a weekend. I hate losers. You should too. And here's a hashtag. Make real life dope again. Moving along. I also got a movie for you guys. I don't need a movie because this movie.
Hold on, wait. I got a hate segment.
You hate something too?
I hate something this week. Let me do this right.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, New York City.
New York City. Listen to me. I don't know what happened, but understand this. People in the South were not listening to 50 Cent at the rate that you think they were. We don't know the freestyles. We don't know the mixtapes. We don't like dude at that level. 50 Cent has one album that is a classic, an undeniable classic. There is nothing else outside of the first season of Power that 50 Cent has done in his career to warrant the type of respect that you people have for him. I stand 10 toes on this. Joseph Anthony Button, I am a fan of yours, sir, but the deference that you have for Curtis Mayfield Jackson, I don't know his middle name, is problematic. The man ain't that dope. He's not that great of a rapper. He's not a great putter together of words. He's not a bar king. He doesn't even put together, like he literally stole Ja Rule's whole sound and took it onto himself. And y'all loved him for it. So, what I hate this week is 50 Cent fans. Take that.
I can't let this segment go by without sharing my favorite 50 Cent moment.
When he stole Sierra from Bow Wow.
Is this like the Clay Aiken moment from last week?
When Cameron, him and Cameron had their little war of words going on, and Cameron's diss song, Curtis, he said, "You look like a gorilla with rabbit teeth," and called him Bugs Monkey. You know, that was my favorite 50 Cent moment.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, I had a what Rajon Hayes this week, man. I made it.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Joe Budden podcast mincing words.
Joe Budden podcast.
Well,
they just scared. They don't want to be on these Instagram screens. That's all it is.
I ain't scared.
I mean, I get it. If you're in that space and you're from New York, I get it. You want to have New York loyalty, whatever. But what I do want everybody to have loyalty to, and I think, at least 2 out of the 3 people here definitely have some loyalty to, is Beyonce Knowles Carter. Okay,
listen,
now, I am by far. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan in the world, but I have realized that I am in the Beehive. I ran away from it for a long time.
Breaking news.
I sat here and I was like, man, I'm not in the Beehive. I just, whatever. Beyonce's cool, right? I'm also one of the people that was like, yo, Rihanna, she's got a better career than Beyonce, and I realized that that's just because I like Rihanna. But this woman is the most nominated Grammy artist of all time. This woman is arguably the biggest Black artist of all time. And this woman gave us the greatest show that Coachella will ever have. Ever, 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 ever in the history of Coachella.
It's true.
Beyonce's Homecoming. The introduction going from her first hit to the Negro Spiritual. Then they went to Formation. That's just the start of it. That's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? The Black culture sprinkled throughout is simply amazing. Adding in the marching band, fraternity, sorority steppers, HBCU love. On top of that, she's doing all the biggest dances that impact the youth around the nation. Her rendition of Swag Surf might be on par with Lil Wayne's. Then the narration of Maya Angelou and herself. Many others add a very human touch to this, letting us know this isn't just a concert. It's definitely a documentary. All the personal behind-the-scenes footage really puts her work ethic in your face. My respect for her when I watched this movie definitely rose to a whole different level. The concert was cinematic as hell. The effort truly shows. It made you feel crazy appreciation and dedication to the craft. And the surprise appearances were spot on. Not overly done. Just another nod to how far she's came. And her and Solange showed you how sisters really act. Like, if you watched Beyonce and Solange, that was sisters. That was a sister moment. They fell down. They had a good time. It wasn't like heavy choreographed. They messed up and they were just like, girl, whatever. Like, we here. This was amazing. I could discuss it forever. Please, 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 if you have not seen Beachella, go check out Beyonce's Formation. I'm sorry, Beyonce's Homecoming on Netflix. That is my movie.
For sure.
Is Solange a cooler name than Beyonce?
Solange is a cooler. Yes, it's a cooler name, and she might be a cooler person than Beyonce.
Yeah, she's definitely cool.
People really love Solange. Like they really love Solange.
So answer me this, because another one of those 2 out of 3 things. What would a Breeze cello look like?
Who?
Chris Brown?
Yeah, what would a Breeze cello look like?
Has he done Coachella yet? I don't think he's headlined it. I think he's performed it. I don't think he's headlined it.
No Super Bowl, no Coachella, no Grammy. They do not like.
He has a Grammy.
No.
He has a Grammy. He hasn't performed at the Grammys. Okay, yeah.
They do not like Christopher Maurice Brown, bro. They wanna hang this 17-year-old action like he did it when he was 30. Like it's crazy. But yeah, if Chris Brown did Coachella, it would be dope.
It would. It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be Beachella though.
Beachella though.
I'm sorry, dog.
What you have to understand is like she built this entire performance in secrecy, and she had like an entire marching band on the stage with her, and everything moved perfectly.
You said you like.
It's amazing.
You like Hamilton, right?
Alexander Hamilton.
Please watch Beyonce's Homecoming, bro. I promise you'll watch it 3 times.
All right. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Dog,
yeah,
Hamilton is a concert. Hamilton is a concert.
Hamilton is a play like with a story. And,
yeah, you can tie like a lot
structure
of structure
and concept.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's a concert.
No, you have to understand that 2-5 also went to 2-5 also went to like opera. It was confused why people kept singing songs.
That's not what I said. It's
like, why are they clapping?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a grave mischaracterization of what I said.
I apologize.
What I said was, why the fuck are we clapping every 15 seconds? That's what I said.
You went to the concert.
She can sing all she want. I came
didn't
here
understand
to hear
the concert.
Sing.
It was too much for him. He said it was
I came here to hear you sing. You know, said if I wanted to clap, I would go watch golf. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
2-5 hates
guys, down here in the great Lone Star State.
Yeah.
You know, we had a narrow, close Democratic race for a Senate seat. You know, James Tallarico defeated Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, shout out to her.
And so this is what I got from it, because I went down that rabbit hole of toxicity that I try to stay away from, known as Threads.
Oh, Threads. Okay.
And I saw black people talking about, no, don't try to get us on board now because you want our votes, but you don't want our leadership. You know, and there was a lot of fuckery going on with some of these voting places that the Crockett voters, I guess, had issues with. There wasn't a lot of information flowing. The website was crashing or just didn't have updated information. So when it comes to voting, guys, is that a real statement? Do they want the black vote, but not the black leadership?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I think they want the black vote, of course, because they need the votes. Like every politician ever wants the votes, whether they're gonna say it out loud or not. They want the votes because they want to win. That's just bottom line. I don't care who it is. They want you to vote for them. Do they want black leadership? Hell no, because this country is built on racism. This country was built on the backs of keeping black people down. Bottom line, bar none. And I know this is the part where a couple of y'all are about to tune out because, you know, here we go with race baiting and all that stuff. And that's cool. Fuck you. But this country was built on the backs of us. So, you know, of course, the system is built for black people to not thrive and not win and not be on top. And I know this is probably something crazy coming from me, of all people, but we have to revisit a lot of things, you know, and I know we're supposed to be talking about Jasmine Crockett, but let me go on a tangent real quick. So we always get mad, and I say we, I mean me as well. We always say Barack didn't do shit for black people, right? That's not true. it's just an easier thing to say than to point out the small things that he did do, because at the end of the day, most black people wanted him to turn the country upside down and give us reparations and all this other stuff, which would have got him assassinated. And then it would have turned the country into a whole different thing, because we wouldn't have known how to handle that. It would have went crazy. Had Barack had he done what everybody wanted him to do, it wouldn't have happened. And the reason why it doesn't happen is because at the end of the day, every seat already has all their missions for what they're going to do those 4 years. This is where it turns into conspiracy, because a lot of people don't want to believe this. These presidents are selected before they're elected. I like that play on words. It's dope. Anyway, but they're selected before they're elected. That's my Jesse Jackson right there. That's my Jesse Jackson.
What?
But no.
I was trying to give him something.
You know, but they're selected first. And then once they get put into that seat, there's a couple of missions that they must accomplish or they must pass, you know, before, you know, they can get off whatever they want to get off. But Barack, being the first black president, was not allowed to do those types of things. And when we bring it all the way back to now, do they want a black leader anywhere? More than likely, no. You can get it off in places like South Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana. You might even be able to get people in chairs and all that kind of stuff. But do you want a black senator? Do you want a black governor? Do you want a black attorney general? Most people would say no, because of how this country is built. However, it is more than possible, and I do think that we have made a lot of strides to push forward, but we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, what I'll say, and thank you for that, Jack. What I will say is that to the question about whether they want the black vote but not the black leadership, well, what time has shown the Democratic Party in general, and I am a Democrat, so I'm saying this from the standpoint of somebody who's not only is a voting Democrat, but also has served in local Democratic leadership, has run for office as a Democrat. Democrats believe that they have the black vote. It's not something that the Democratic Party feels like it needs to work for. So we get it. So the Democratic Party takes us for granted and assumes that the votes are just theirs no matter what. And then the Republicans completely ignore us because they realize they can win votes without us at all. And if they can just get a few of us to vote for them, which some will, they're going to win overwhelmingly if they get a few of us to vote. But they don't go after our vote. They don't recruit our vote. And Democrats act like they already got our vote because just based on history, and we're not as racist as these people over here are. And that's a really bad thing, right? So I know a lot of times we end up on conversations about like the independent party and why don't more people move towards the independent party? Because it hasn't proven to be a track that will have any success in the long term. So what I end up doing, and what a lot of people end up doing, is trying to vote for the lesser of two evils, for lack of a better term. You know, what is the best course of action? I think with what we saw with Jasmine Crockett in the state of Texas was a travesty in that she ran against somebody who had not actually served in public office at the level that she had yet she was the one that was considered unelectable. So you have to ask yourself, what makes her unelectable, right? She's a black woman in Texas. The end. That's what they considered her what made her unelectability. You could say, oh, they thought she was ghetto. Based on what? You can say they thought she was a loudmouth. Based on what? You could say, like, you could make all these arguments that I've heard people make, and it literally comes back to, you just don't think a black woman could win in Texas. And the question comes to me is, do you not think a black woman could win in Texas, or do you not want to see a black woman win in Texas? Because until we actually decided we thought that a black man would win in the United States of America, a black man could not win in America. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very, very careful about the way we sort of are framing these things. Could Jasmine Crockett have won in a general election? It definitely is. It's possible, but she can never win a general election if her own party turns against her because she's a black woman and they don't think that a black woman can win in Texas. So I definitely think that to your question 2-5, that there is a will, right? There is a will to see black people in leadership. I think if we look at what we've seen in the last presidential election and what we see in that Texas election, Texas is a very specific place, as y'all know much more than I do, but Texas is a very specific place. I believe that there will come a day when it will happen. I hate that we're still in 2026 experiencing political firsts in this nation. That should not be happening in 2026. But to Jack's point, there's still a lot for us to overcome. But that's only going to start when we start to acknowledge some real truths that are happening within our community. And we're not. So that's that.
So let me take you on a journey.
Do it.
The year was...
No, go ahead.
The year was 2015. You know, there was a Democratic primary. There were people all throughout the United States that felt the burn. You know, then you had your established candidate by way of her husband, Hillary Rodham Clinton, who ran for president as well. She had ran against Obama previously, and people felt this is her moment, this is her turn, this is her destiny. So we got to a point where Bernie Sanders is the candidate that does everything that people say that they want. They say, I want a politician that tells the truth. Bernie did that. You ain't got to agree with him, but he said things that politicians don't say. That's what we said we wanted as a society. Then, to me, this is just me now, you know, behind those closed doors, the Democratic bigwig said, oh, hell no, we can't put him on TV. We can't have him represent this party. And a decision was made. The superdelegates, which I think is a dumbass concept anyway, but the superdelegates came out and they gave Miss Rodham Clinton, you know, the nomination. All right, we know what happens. You know, the mango comes through and eliminates, lays waste of her. You know, becomes president, then we fast forward to where we are now. So Jasmine Crockett, there were people on the news that said, yeah, I voted for James Tallarico. And they said, well, why? Like, did you just think that his platform? No, because I didn't think she was going to win. And I can guarantee you that woman that said this, if you don't vote for Jasmine Crockett, she probably won't win.
Yeah.
It's not that she can't win. You didn't vote for her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I keep trying to tell, you know, younger black men is that, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they say things along the lines of like, yo, they pick for us who it is. They pick for us. Did you vote?
Did you
Because
vote?
when you go back and look at these numbers from this Crockett-Tallarico race.
She got a 1.1 million votes.
You will see that even in her own county, that of 5, you know, that has 1 million black people in it, probably about half of the eligible voters voted, period. Whether it was for her or Tallarico.
Yep.
Voted, period.
Yep.
So we can't say that the system needs to change if we don't participate in the changing of the system.
Absolutely. I have to say that, bro.
And look, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that all those people voting even guarantees that she would win.
No.
But what I am saying is we would have a much brighter picture on if she was electable or not.
Absolutely. Because think about it, 2-5. If 10%, let's say 10% of the people who voted for Tallarico, and I don't know anything about Tallarico, so he may be an amazing person. I'm not besmirching. I'm just making an argument for the case of this. Right. Let's say 10% of the people that voted for Tallarico voted for him purely because they didn't think Jasmine Crockett could have won. Tallarico, to my understanding, had what, 1.4 million votes? 1.2 million. I think she had 1.2 because she had 1.1, right? So let's say 10%. That's 120,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
120,000 votes swings the election. It swings the election.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what I mean? Like, it's literally one of those things that she might have won if people didn't feel disenfranchised or
out the gate. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I don't know what to say to people because this isn't the first election. And you know, and back to the, you know, main topic, it doesn't have to even be black people.
No.
You know, for us to have this conversation, but it just, she's such a prominent black figure right now that, you know, it demands that type of attention. But like any election, and even if we go back to 2020, or I'm sorry, 2024, and look at Kamala against Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Now Trump took down the blue wall.
He did.
You know what I mean?
He got
He did. Michigan, Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah, all the ones that like
right it's really crazy.
Minnesota was the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was,
but it's because, but it wasn't because when he won, he and the Republicans would say things like, "We got a mandate."
Yeah,
you did not get a mandate. People just stayed home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to your point, Rez, Tallarico's total was 1,212,571.
Mm-hmm.
She was at 1,068,387.
So yeah, 10% changes that. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say about that. Before we get out of here, I just want to know real quick. I got to ask this question every time before we sign off. Does somebody have a relationship for us?
Oh man, I actually didn't think of one, but I'm gonna be really quick-witted on this one here, and I'm gonna say, fellas, I already did pay attention. I said plan dates. Get to know your wife or your spouse. Like listen between the words. So I always use the term like listen to the words between the words, because a lot of times you listen to what people say, you don't listen to what they don't say. So learn to listen for that. Sometimes my wife will tell me, my wife will say, well, I'm hungry, right? We know that I've heard the running joke that like marriage, like the vast majority of marriage is figuring out what people want to eat, right? If you know your spouse, you already know the places that she doesn't like to eat, right? So if she says, I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want, you know the places that she doesn't want out the gate because she doesn't like those places. Stop asking additional questions after that. Take initiative. All right. She said she's hungry. I know what she doesn't like. I'm going to surprise her and show her that I know the things that she likes. Go. Stop asking for permission. Be a man. All right? That's my tip.
I love it.
There you go.
Black people, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote.
Vote. And I got one even better for you. Vote or shut the fuck up. Take us out of here, Jack.
Uh-oh. No music.
Wow.
Take us out of here, Jack.
Got you. It's just 25 said something.
Take us out of here, Jack.
As always, we appreciate everyone.
That's right, JV. You
Kevin, y'all. All right, man. As always, we appreciate everyone who tunes in. First-time listeners, last-time listeners. We're just three guys with a perspective, hoping to deliver a diverse way of thinking. Open dialogue always expands intelligence. Black people, get your punk asses up and go vote.
Go vote.
Say less. Say more.
Say less, vote more.
Bye.
All right, say bye.
Bye.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Bye.
A lot of people love to talk, but they don't really say nothing. You can drop a like and go subscribe, knowing 2-5 probably finna hate something. Chop it up about the game, give a little game, knowing you can take something. We just saying less and saying more, should've known before you in the right place. You know Jack can keep it radical. A little crazy with his take, but he gon' keep it factual. And you know he been a fan of wrestling since attitude. We ain't here to be the ones you playing with. Red steady dropping gems only for relationships. We ain't never thinking Liam Neeson if you take it. Come and tap in with your favorites. Hey, we gon' talk about your latest. Yeah, come and tune into the station. Come and listen to this conversation. Like and subscribe, we going live. We gon' tell you what you need to hear in perfect moderation. Wait, it's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Remember we be saying more while they saying less. It's like a game of chess. Hey, hold up.